Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. I'm bloody nervous now. I know I've been talking about not being nervous. I am nervous. So yes, I'll admit it. I'm bloody nervous. No Salah for Liverpool apparently. No Pogba for Manchester United. So no excuses, I would say. There are no excuses today. There are no excuses today. Just want a big shout out to OneFootball app. Links in the video description. You can download it on Apple and on Android. Very good app. We'll be referring to that throughout the show. Stats, hopefully stacked in our favours. Hopefully goals, chances stacked in our favours as well. Do download it. The link is in the video description. The game kicks up at 4:30, which is in an hour's time. Team news is about to be released. We're hearing that Anthony Martial's on the bench. We're hearing that no Salah is not even part of the team. We're also hearing a lot of things from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which I think are a little bit worrying. He's talking about you have to take steps backwards to go forwards. He's talking about it's a bit like PSG with all the injuries we've got. And I've got to be absolutely honest, and I will bow down to you lot because you are the democracy of the channel. But what injuries are these? I mean, Pogba's been out for a while, but Lingard's been out for 8 months. I don't know what these injuries are he's talking about now. We know we've got the situation with Pogba. We know that Bailly's been out for a long time, and Phil Jones is injured. But, they're not major injuries, are they? So, Pogba, yeah, but look, we should have bought him this summer. We know all that. So, De Gea starting, says MUFC Empire. I wouldn't be surprised. That team on the left is not the team, by the way. That's the predicted lineup. It will very change. The countdown is lit, says Southpaw Love Sports. Yeah, everyone smash a like on the video. We're looking for some positivity today. We are looking for some positivity today. The reality is, whatever you think about Manchester United, and I know we've all got our own thoughts at the moment, but whatever you think about Manchester United, you can't lose to Liverpool. You can't be losing to Liverpool. So team news is about to come in, which we will update you with right now. Hopefully it should be out. They've not released it actually yet. It'll be coming in any second. As soon as it does, I will give it you. But that's our predicted lineup on the right-hand side of me. I don't think Nemanja Matic was actually part of the squad, as I recall, for United. So I'll be surprised to see Matic starting. But team news is still not come out yet. Some people are talking about the team news, but where I get it from, it's not out officially yet. So, look, I'm still going to go with a goal of straw. I think that Liverpool without Salah is a blow, and I think that should give us a little bit more confidence that maybe we had. Team news is out now. So De Gea, Twansebi, Lindelof and Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Scott McTominay, Andreas Pereira and Fred, Ashley Young, Dan James and Rashford. So we've got the right 11 players, haven't we, I think? Who's the player that misses out? Well, Mata doesn't play then. So Mata's on the bench with Garner, Williams, Rojo, Greenwood and Martial. No Matic at all involved. So it looks like we're going to play 3 at the back, which is a very surprising thing to do. I mean, I prefer that to the 4-2-3-1, I've got to say. So I will just change this lineup for you now. This is like that we've got on the screen. So there is no Juan Mata in the team. There is no Salah in the Liverpool lineup. They've gone with Origi, Firmino and Mane, Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Henderson, Robertson, Van Dijk, Matip, Alexander-Arnold, Alisson. Not even on the bench for that. I mean, they've got a good bench, haven't they? Oxlade-Chamberlain, Lallana, Milner, Keita, Gomez, Lovren. Good squad Liverpool have got now, but no Salah. I'm saying no Salah, not Mo Salah. I know that's his name, but no Salah for them. So, look, I think that's a good thing for United. I think that it means that we can't necessarily moan about the way that the injuries that we've got. I don't want to have any excuses in this game. I don't think anybody wants to have any excuses in this game, and I don't think there are any excuses now. So it's interesting. I think we will play with a front 2. I think a lot of people are talking about that. I think we are going to see a different sort of United lineup today. One that, look, 5 at the back. I don't really have a problem with 5 at the back. I think the problem with 5 at the back is that what happens with that is that, are we going to end up with 5 at the back, or are we actually going to use our wing backs? It could be really revolutionary in the way we approach this game. Without doubt, of course it could be, but it could also be a problem in how we do line up. So let me just sort this team out for you now. I mean, De Gea is the one causing me problems here. We pull the defence there. Lindelof, Maguire. Okay, so I'm just about to get this up for you live on screen. I mean, I don't think whether it lines up like this or not. We're about to. Well, we'll find out at 3:30. But I do want to talk about Ollie's thing as well. and I do want to talk about your perceptions of this game. I'm going to be honest with you. I think honesty is always the best way. I think that I'm a little bit worried about this game, if I'm honest with you. So there is the 11 that we have for you today for Manchester United. As you can see, to me it looks like it's going to be James and Rashford up front with Pereira in a more central role. 5 at the back versus Firmino. It doesn't make sense as MUFC fantasy. I think what he's going to look for is Wan-Bissaka and Ashley Young to bomb forward. No Luke Shaw on the bench, I don't think either, unless I've missed that out. I don't know whether that's right or wrong. I presume he's not on the bench because he's not on the bench. So it's Romero, Rojo, Williams, Garner, Mata, Greenwood, and Martial. So Luke Shaw clearly not fit enough to be playing, which is I think expected. Martial not fit enough to start, which is expected. Mark, I've been as down and negative with this team as any fan has, and maybe more than others, but it's time to put that aside and for this morning to scream and shout from my couch and support my team, says South Lawson of Sports. I think that's spot on. Phelan's comments can't be true, says Amand. Maybe help us with what Phelan's comments were then. I think I've read that Mike Phelan has said we haven't spoken about Liverpool because we didn't want to scare the players. I hope that's a joke. I don't see how it's a 4-3-3. Some people are saying it's a 4-3-3. I've gone with the 3-5-2, which is basically what you can see on the left there. But that is the 11 players. We won't know till kick-off. What I would say is I prefer that formation on the left to the 4-2-3-1. I don't like the 4-2-3-1. Young at left midfield and Axel at left back, says Aaron Such. That could be. We'll change it at kick-off if that's the case. I'd be very disappointed if that is the case, because then you're just shoehorning Axel Tuanzebe into the team. When United have played a 5-3-2, and Ollie's never done it, but when we did it under Mourinho, I thought they were actually some of our better performances. And I think what he would be looking to do with this is Young and Wan-Bissaka to really push forward, which is odd in a way because I think you get the best out of Young, but Wan-Bissaka's best thing is his defensive play, and Mane plays in a front three, so is Wan-Bissaka not going to... I'm starting to think maybe it is a 4-2-3-1 again with just Tuanzebe at left back and Young on the left wing, because that, and I hope it isn't that, because that means Dan James is playing on the right wing. So you're just moving players into positions they don't play. Tuanzebe at left back, Ashley Young at left wing, Dan James at right wing. I've said this before. The minimal amount of movement of players is the better. If we did a 3-5-2 though, and Wan-Bissaka did mark Mane, then that means that our right wing back is very much defensive. I think it's going to be a defensive output from United today. I really do. I think it will be a defensive outlook. But no Mo Salah for Liverpool is breaking news. Obviously no Pogba for Manchester United. Martial's on the bench. De Gea obviously starting, which is a bit interesting. Azra Tariq says, is this an attacking plan by Ollie? Well, I don't know. What I would say, and I meant to say this very right at the start, what I would say is that today is a very important game for Fred, McTominay, Pereira, Rashford, Dan James. These players that are meant to be part of our future, they can't have a bad game today. When I do the match reaction later and we're doing the player ratings, I don't care whether you're 19 or 42. If you're playing in a Manchester United shirt today, you've got to show why you're playing in a Manchester United shirt. There can be no player earning less than a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 is average. He's got to be more than that. Ollie is setting up like Wolves, trying to capture that counter-attacking magic, says hardly working. And I think in an isolated game, you can't moan about that. Brandon Slaughter says the telly says it's 3-4-3, but who knows? Guess we'll find out, says Brandon Slaughter. Hardly work. Yeah, we know that one. And welcome to Yeah Bitch, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Welcome, pal. Without Salah, Mane will be on the right and Origi on the left, says Deno Endogua. So there you go. That will be interesting. It's a 5-3. There's a lot of people arguing about formations. We did this last season. I can't remember what the game was. There was a lot of argument about the formation. We did it last season. I'm not going to engage in your arguments about formations because we'll find out when the game kicks off and I'll change the formation for you. So it really isn't that deep. What might be that deep, though, I'm just going to read you some Ole Gunnar Solskjaer quotes, and you might find these quite interesting. First of all, Ollie has said that I can't say who is going to be available, but we'll have 11 men out there. And it reminds me a little bit of the PSG situation. We had loads of players out. Everyone writes us off and are happy about that because how can I say it? Everyone doesn't want us to win. I don't know what he's on about there. Everyone doesn't want us to win. I think there's a lot of people who want us to win today. There's a lot of people who don't like Liverpool. So I don't think he's right there. I also don't like the way that he says it's like the PSG situation, because we were away from home against PSG and we did genuinely have a lot of injuries and we were massive underdogs. We're at Old Trafford playing Liverpool. I've said this so many times and Ollie knows this. United went to Old Anfield with very good teams and against shit Liverpool teams and lost and drew. It doesn't matter. So it's not like PSG. And also, I'll say again, what injuries is he talking about? Paul Pogba's the only significant injury we have. Like, Lingard is not a significant injury. Phil Jones, not a significant injury. Like, everybody's back apart from Pogba that we want to be back. I know Martial's not fully fit, but, you know, you get those things. So I'm just a little bit worried about Ollie and some of his comments, because it just sounds a little bit white flag excusesville before a game has even been kicked. And as I said, he's also said sometimes you've got to take a step back to take a step forward. So, you know, I don't necessarily agree with that one either. But there was another quote from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer I just want to read out as well. Let me see if I can find it for you. Here it is. I recognise from outside looking in, it may seem all doom and gloom. Inside the club, we've got a different view and can see eventually we'll get to where we want to be. We have a long and short-term plan. We could have enjoyed better results, but we've not had the rub of the green at time. And as I say, I mean, I don't really know what he's supposed to say, but a lot of it just comes across as excuses for me at the moment. And today, I don't want excuses. Today, I want a result. No Salah for Young to pocket today. 2-0 put Liverpool for me, says Buster Nut. Metal Music Reviews, this is a guess formation, correct. I can't see Ollie changing too much, to be honest. He said it himself in the presser. It is a bit of a guess. I think it's a little bit of hope with the formation we've got next to us. Dipanshu Kumar says, off topic, but were you at Old Trafford in 2014 when we lost to Liverpool? I think I saw you in a Premier League preview and hope players show some respect to United batch. 2014, I may well have been there. If the United standard started, I wouldn't have been there, but if it hadn't started, I probably was. Metal Music Reviews, Twansibi is in for Matic's role, I think. Perhaps Fred further forward and Pereira still in the wing. I hope not, but that's what I think. Well, that's an interesting theory. I mean, let me just have a quick look at that, because a lot of people are obsessed with the formation. I understand why. I don't get into it anymore. So we've gone with 3-5-2, and I think people probably understand that, because obviously we've got Twansibi and Lindelof style. So we've gone with a 3-5-2. Looking at the team, Rashford and James with no service again, says Jordan Such. How can you manipulate that team into different formations? So Wan-Bissaka's always right back. Maguire and Lindelof are always centre backs. You could put Twansibi at left back. You could play Pereira in the middle. You could put Young on the right and Dan James on the left and play a 4-2-3-1. You could also put Pereira on the right, James on the left, Rashford up front. That's your front three. You could have Fred further forward with McTominay and Twansibi as the midfield, and Young, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof and Maguire as a back four. So there are options there. I agree. That's going to be exciting, isn't it? Meb3, of course they're happy inside the club. They know they are paid far more than they're worth. Fair enough. And Alligator says, arguing formations and lineups at this point is the equivalent about worrying about the arrangement of deck chairs on the Titanic after it's hit the iceberg. I like it, and I do like those sort of things. 4-3-3, Twansibi at CDM, says Digital De Silva. Well, look, I'll tell you what we'll do. We're sponsored by the OneFootball app. Let's see what they do, because they take a lot of their information from United. So let's just have a quick like this. Young is up top, looks like he's on the wing, says Drawty. Right, remember you can download the OneFootball app. The link is in the video description. It is free. It's on Apple and Android. You get all your news. It's brilliant on match day, but you get all your news as well. So go to matches on the app. We'll go to Manchester United versus Liverpool. First of all, you've got to vote on who's going to win. I like this, because you can vote for your man of the match at the end of it. So I'm going to vote a draw, and I can tell you 68% people have gone for a Liverpool win, 4% a draw, and 28% Manchester United. Lineups then. They've gone with, so OneFootball have gone with a 4-3-3, which is De Gea in goal, obviously, no surprises there. Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Young as a back four. McTominay, Twansibi and Fred, Pereira, Rashford and James. So I might change that formation whilst... I think I'm going to change it. I'll change the formation. I want to go with the majority, and a lot of people are going 4-3-3. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's just have a quick look at the league table as well whilst we're doing that. League table, there you go. We're not on page one. We are not on page one. Liverpool have won every single game, 24 points. Man City 5 points off them. Interestingly, look at Leicester and Chelsea. 4th place is 17 points. If you go down to where we are in the league at the moment, we are on 9 points. So we are 8 points off 4th place at the moment. 8 points off 4th and 1 point off the bottom 3. Yeah, we're in 14th place. We can drop a place today, actually. If we lose, we could drop to 15th. So yeah, if we lost really badly, we could drop to 16th, but whatever. If we lose today, we're 8 points off top 4. That to me is just not good enough. So that's where United are at the moment. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? That this is the 9th game of the season. You can't even use the excuse that, oh, it's, you know, we're only 2 games in. Teams who are top won't be top, and teams who are in the relegation zone won't be in the relegation zone. Metal Music Review says that that table is a tragic sight. It's a sobering thought. It is a sobering thought. I'm used to seeing that page, and here we are. But as Ollie says, you know, there may be doom and gloom outside the club, but inside the club, they're confident about where they're going. I mean, look, last 6 games, 1 win in the league. That is, we are where we deserve to be at the moment. We are where we deserve to be. Mark, my armpits are so stinky. Want to smell, says Mr. Sias 209. Oh dear. George Carl's already got in there anyway. Yeah, look, I'm still going to go for a draw. I'm still going to go for a draw with this game. Do you want me to change the formation? Because I can change the formation. I think, you know, it doesn't take me too long to do it. Yeah, so look, no Mo Salah for Liverpool. Is that a massive blow for them? To be honest with you, and I will be, obviously, I'm not going to lie to you, I think that Mane is probably the better player at the moment. If I had a choice between the two, it would be none, because I don't want any Liverpool players at Manchester United. But I think at the moment, the better player is probably Sadio Mane, and Liverpool fans would probably agree with me on that. Not having Salah is a blow. Of course it is, and it's a blow for Liverpool. But I think from our point of view, it makes them slightly weaker. But, you know, Origi comes in and does good jobs for them anyway. So it's much of a much. I mean, look, the reality is, I've got what I wanted to say was that I don't actually think Mo Salah being out for Liverpool is as significant a problem as maybe some Liverpool fans think, and it's not as exciting a solution as maybe some United fans think, because ultimately this game's going to be won and lost in the midfield. So I've just changed the formation again. MUTV is saying it is a 3-5-2. Well, we can change it back again. There's a lot of people saying it's a 4-2-3-1. That's how that would work. We'll just flip between the two. So that's how it could work. That's how a lot of people think it's going to work anyway. Bradley Gamble says, Mark, what happened to Fosu Mensah? Is he on loan again? Do you see him ever making the squad? He's injured, mate. He is injured, and he has been injured for a while. I don't think he'll be back till Christmas. Who Me says, I'm excited and nervous, all rolled into one. Got to love football. Have a great show, boss. Hopefully 40 to 50,000 viewers live today. I don't mind if it's 40 or 50 viewers. The reality is it's a massive game. What minute will Young get sent off? Couldn't tackle a GCSE maths problem without picking up a yellow, says Kill07. He normally does quite well against Liverpool, to be honest. Yeah, look, I'm willing to give these players time, and I'm expecting them to do well. They've got no excuses. Danny Dobson says, I've been feeling bad about this game all week. Woke up this morning feeling we can win this. Let's get Ollie's bus back in motion. Look, what I would say is this game is a one-off. It doesn't matter whether you're the worst team or the best team. It's Liverpool against Manchester United. It's Manchester United against Liverpool. Plus it's at Old Trafford. We've got to start on the front foot. We've got to get the crowd with us. We can't be dictated to by Liverpool. I think the biggest mistake would be to let Liverpool have the ball in the first 20 minutes, because the fans, well, I'm a fan, you're a fan. We're willing to back the manager and back the players today if they give us something to back them for. But they've got to give us something to do it. And you know what? Liverpool away from home, they haven't been amazing. They are winning games, but they've not been, you know, I watched that Sheffield United game. United almost need to use that as a blueprint. Soak up the pressure, hit them on the break. But we've got to impose ourselves. And I do think today, whether you think Scott McTominay's going to be world class or whether you think he's going to be Preston North End class, whether you think Pereira's going to be a United player or a Maidstone United player, whether you think Fred's going to be back in Brazil playing on the beach or he's going to be, you know, one of the best midfielders in the world, none of that really matters, because if they don't turn up today, I can't make any more excuses for them. They've got to turn up today. Imrano TV, do you think there is a scoreline that we could lose by which will cause Ed to sack Ollie as he did with Jose, like a freak result such as 6-0? I don't think that's on the cards. I will say that right now. I don't think that's on the cards. Some people might say after the game Ollie should be sacked, but I don't think that is on the cards. Metal Music Reviews says even a second string bench Liverpool team would worry me this week. Very ominous feeling about this week. You know what? I think the game is going to be won and lost by the midfield. And the interesting thing about what Metal Music Reviews is saying there is that if you look at that Liverpool midfield of Wijnaldum and Henderson and Fabinho, if all three of them were injured, they could still play Milner, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Keita. And that midfield three is still better than our midfield three. So Liverpool have got 2 midfield threes, 6 midfielders, all of which are better than our best midfielder. So this is what I mean. It's the midfield where it's going to be won and lost. And if he's chucked Twansibi in there, I'd be very excited if that team we've got next to me is the formation we go with. I suspect it might be a 3-5-2 or a 5-3-2, to be honest with you. But how many cards do you think will be shown today? It says undetectable forever. I think that's very interesting that you are talking about cards, because let's not forget Martin Atkinson is the referee today and he can have a part in this game. So, well, I hope he's going to have a part in it. He's the bloody referee. So, yeah, it will be interesting to see how that goes with regards to the referee. But look, I hope he lets it go, because we're going to have to make a lot of tackles in this game. Liverpool are going to have more of the ball than us. I totally expect that to be the case. So I really hope that yellow cards and red cards don't come into play, because at the end of the day, all you're doing then is you are just making excuses for whoever. And as I said, I'm very willing to give Ollie and the players a chance today. Of course I am. But I'm not willing to give people such as the board a chance. I don't think that that's what I want to do at all. I don't think they deserve a chance at all. I think that they've taken a lot of money out of this football club and I'm bored of their excuses. I don't really like the fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is sort of backing the board, if I'm honest with you. But I will back the players today. Of course I will, because I think that that's the most important thing, isn't it? That's the most important thing. We've got to go out there and produce. And I think even if United were in relegation zone and we were fed up with the players, we were still, I'll just say one thing to you. Do you want Liverpool to win the league? No, you don't. Today could be as minor or as major. Our season probably is already over, but today we can stop Liverpool winning the league, or we can be a contributor to them not winning the league. That's our responsibility as United fans. We don't want to be giving them. They've not lost a game. They've won 8 games in a row. They're 5 points clear at the top of the league. Like, we can't give them 3 points at Old Trafford. We're basically giving them a hand on the trophy. How many? Zachary Purvis says, Fosun Mensah is training again. He needs time with the under-23s and will be back. Needs to move back to that destroyer centre midfielder he can be, our Kante. I'm optimistic about today's game. 1-0 United. Rashi scores. James assist. Well, I tell you what. Where are Manchester United going to get goals from is something that a lot of people have been talking about. And if I was going to predict a scoreline that United would win by today, it would be 1-0. If United are going to win 1-0, who's going to score the goal? I'm going to say Marcus Rashford. I think he's the most likely. Rashford's got quite a good record at Old Trafford against them. I mean, remember it was him who sort of made Trent Alexander-Arnold look terrible. But can I just say as well, we're only I can't do maths. Quick maths. 34 subscribers away from that number in the top left-hand corner changing to 567. So please do subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United Stand. Flex and rants are up at the game today. So we'll have fan cams. We've got match reaction. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We've got previews, reviews. We've got the evening with Ryan Giggs next week. Really, really exciting times on the United Stand. Not exciting times for Manchester United, but you know what? I think if we didn't have these conversations and we just had to fester in the shit that United deliver, it wouldn't be that good, would it? So please do subscribe. Tom Bull says that I'm watching from Manila, late and often lonely nights here for the United games. Shout out to my girlfriend Grace for staying up with us for this one. 1-1 draw, I reckon. About time that Andres Pereira, Fred and Rashford performed. Spot on, Tom and Grace. Hope you're having a good evening. Great that we've got people from all around the world listening in. And yes, I think you're spot on. I think players like Pereira, which confuse a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people know, what Pereira's really all about. I think it's important that they do turn up today. Fred as well. I don't know what the story is with Matic, by the way. Has Matic got an injury? If anybody knows, that'd be good. And will a red card for Liverpool change the game, says Sky Cosima. It will do, of course. Andreas is back at number 10 after the Chelsea game, says Darshan Singhvi. We don't know that for sure, mate. We don't know what the formation is. Get your score predictions in the live comments, of course. We've gone up to 567,000, so thanks everyone who has been subscribing. I just want to have a look as well. We are sponsored by the OneFootball app today. Please do download it. It's free on Apple and Android. Once you're in there, you can just subscribe to whatever team you want to, or teams. But if you go to matches, Man United versus Liverpool, stats, the match hasn't started yet. I just wanted to get an overview of the game. Live ticker. Man United are unbeaten in their last 5 league meetings with Liverpool. They've won 3, drawn 2. Their longest run without defeat against them at Old Trafford since a run of 10 between 91 and March 2000. This is the first time Liverpool are facing Man United in a Premier League match while being top of the table since October 1996. Liverpool are 1 win away from equalling the all-time English top-flight record of 18 consecutive victories set by Manchester City in August and December 2017. So look, there's a lot. And interestingly for Liverpool, they might not miss Mo Salah, because Liverpool's Mo Salah has failed to score or assist a single goal in his 4 Premier League appearances against Manchester United. They're the only side he's faced more than once whilst failing to register a single goal involvement. So there you go. And 33% of Manchester United's goals in the last few years have come from Marcus Rashford. So there you go. That's why we're saying that. Let's have a look what people are saying in the live comments. Dave Tapgun says, defend and pray. That is the only game plan today. I can see us getting a 0-0 or a 1-0. United can't be in the relegation zone. Players know that. Well, we won't be in the relegation zone today. It's like Tom and Grace from the Peaky Blinders, says Extra Z. Yes, it is. Tom and Grace. Hi, Grace. Tommy. Yeah, very, very good. Well done. Obertan's better than Pereira. Who said that? Are you going to get a shout out? Yes. Well, I can't shout you out because I don't know how you've done that name. It's some foreign language that's not readable to me. Could be from anywhere that. But it's a shame I couldn't shout you out. Kickoff is at 4:30, so kickoff will be coming in very, very well. Not very soon. I was thinking it was 5 minutes away. I wish it was. It's not 5 minutes away. It's 35 minutes away. And then we'll have kickoff. But let's get Drawty on. He's always Mr. Positive to my Mr. I don't know what I am at the moment, but probably realist. But today I'm Mr. Positive because I think today we do need a performance from Manchester United. Drawty, can you hear me?
I can. Let me just mute you on YouTube. You right?
Well, I am good. I'm just a little bit nervous, to be honest with you. But how are you feeling about the team and what's going on?
I'm a little bit nervous, not going to lie. I had a look at the team lineup and I don't really know what to make of it. I'm kind of like, I know everyone keeps going on about the formation. I don't know. I kind of feel like Ashley Young's going to play on the left wing. I know you're thinking he's going to play in a back 5, but he used to play left wing for Watford and Aston Villa and England. So maybe Ollie's throwing a spanner into the works and trying something different.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, no Matic. We don't really know what the formation's going to be. What's your feeling about the way the game's going to be? Are you confident or is it just hope?
I think many people would probably say hope. Myself, I kind of feel like United have to turn up. This is one of those games where the guys have to turn up and play, because this is Liverpool at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how bad United have been throughout the season. It doesn't matter what their form is. Generally, against Liverpool, you'll get a performance, because they simply have to, because the fans will accept nothing less. Do I think it's going to be a win? I reckon, personally, I think it's got, again, like Arsenal, got all the hallmarks of a draw. I'm going with 1-1 personally. How about you?
Well, I've said all along that I was sort of right with Arsenal as well. I said all along that I quite fancied not United not to lose this game, and I've got to be honest with you, I don't fancy United to lose this game simply because I'm investing a lot of faith in the fact that it's at Old Trafford and it's United versus Liverpool, and I've seen shit Liverpool teams beat great United teams, so I'm not going to fall into this trap of Liverpool are brilliant and we're shit. I think, there's an expectation on these players. For me, I think it's probably the last chance for a lot of these players. I don't even know that they deserve another chance because they've been so bad over the years. But I think if they can't, basically when I do my match ratings, 6 is average, and I would expect every player on that pitch today to be at least 6. And if they don't do that, then you can talk about the board, you can talk about Ollie, but I think that there is an expectation on these players today to carry us, and that's why I'm going to go 0-0. If United are going to win, I think it'll be 1-0, a bit like Leicester. 0-0 or 1-1. I think the only other alternative is a very bad result, but I do think United will get something. And just quickly, United Like Manchester has made a contribution saying, "Greetings, Mark and everyone watching. Wakanda loves United." So thanks for the contribution there. But yeah, I'm fancying a draw. I don't get the negativity, if I'm honest, because I think all these United fans who said, "Oh, Pogba's out, we've lost," you're not understanding the occasion. It's Manchester United versus Liverpool, and it's the same with Liverpool as well. You can't play the opposition. You actually. It's one of the few things where they say don't play the occasion. This is one of those games where you do play the occasion, and it's a great leveler.
I think United just going to have to come out of the blocks quickly. I think it's one of those games, a bit like PSG back when we won in France and Pogba was missing. Then
I've just done an Ollie there. I've just been mocking him for that because Ollie has actually said that this game feels like PSG. We've got loads of people out. No one wants us to win, and I was saying that's ridiculous. We've not got loads of people out. We've got Pogba out, and Liverpool have got Salah out, and we're at Old Trafford. We're not in Paris, so. The similarities, I think, are excuses from Ollie, but it's interesting that you think that maybe it is a bit like that.
Well, it is, because Pogba, at the end of the day, I think everyone's pretty much of the same opinion that without him we lack a lot of creativity in the midfield. And I kind of think today it's an opportunity for some of the guys who haven't been particularly playing very well to make a name for themselves. I kind of feel like today's a free hit. You lose, well, everyone's expecting you to lose because you know Liverpool have won every game so far this season, which I don't think's been done before for the first 8 games of the season in any season. So, and with Man United, we would love it to say, look, we put the brakes on your title charge because that's just what we do as United fans. But I think with Salah out, that's a massive psychological blow for those guys. And I think the way Ollie set up his team with 3 centre-backs in the starting 11, I'm thinking he's going with a more defensive approach, definitely. Mm-hmm. But depends where Young plays. I still don't know if he's going to play up top or he's going to play in the wing-back position. Assume he's in a wing-back, but if he is up top, that's Ollie mixing it up a little bit. And I don't see why Twanzebe would go over into central defensive midfield. He can do a job there, but he's a centre-back, so... I don't know, maybe a back 3 makes a bit more sense with 3 centre-backs because then you got a lot more protection at the back. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to be what everyone thinks, like a 4 or 5-0. If it is, well, then we're doomed then, aren't we? But I can't see it. I just think this could be the turning point for us this season.
The guy says this is the best squad we got without injuries, and Jared Schultz says Ronald Koeman a good replacement if Ollie gets the sack. We didn't do very well at Everton, mate. And Josh Brownswood says, do you think Solskjaer says what he actually believes or what he thinks the fans, owners want to hear? I think Ollie, I never wanted to say this, but I think what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came out with this week, unfortunately, he is a puppet or a fan of the owners, which is his right. He is the manager, of course, but I think when he owned the fact that we didn't buy players because he didn't want to, I thought that was shocking, really. But I think those things are best parked. This is not about that. I mean, that is still very important. But today, it's Manchester United against Liverpool. I think, if we win this, we celebrate like we've won something because it's a massive game. If we lose it, then all those other negatives will be coming in. Of course they will. White Owl says, Pereira consistently leads the team in giveaways. I've lost all trust in the club. I think we'll get smacked. I'm scared of the future, Mark. Well, the future will take care of itself in the next couple of hours. And look, naivety, whatever, I just expect a Manchester United player to perform against Liverpool at Old Trafford. And if they don't because they're not good enough, then I think that does reflect on the vision, really. Because if McTominay's just not good enough today, and Fred's just not good enough, and Pereira's just not good enough, and Rashford's not good enough, then yeah, we can all go they're shit and we can give them a load of abuse, but is it really their fault if they're just not good enough for this level of football? And that's when you'd look at the board and you'd look at the coaches who keep telling us that these players are good enough. And I think today they've got to show that. And if they show that, then maybe there is somewhere to go with this regime.
Yeah, but this is what I said. It's kind of today is the ultimate leveler for where we are. If the guys turn up today against seemingly the best team in the league, regardless of Man City at the moment, I think then there's a lot of positivity. Win this game, doesn't matter if it's scrappy, doesn't matter if it's 1-0, 2-1, whatever. If United can somehow get a result in this game, it builds momentum for the next game, because it's like, okay, we've actually beaten top of the league. They're undefeated so far. We've got somewhere to build on. My worry is if Liverpool get at us really quickly and they got off to a quick start, like an early goal in the first 15 minutes, then the floodgates could open and then it could destroy confidence. I kind of feel today Ollie has to go defensive. And a lot of these players, as you said, they need the confidence, and we need to build to go somewhere with this. This is the game to test that. If you cannot do it in this game, when are you going to do it? And I think there's going to be a lot of questions answered today of what is the mentality of the Man United squad at the moment. And probably it's going to set the tone for the rest of the season. I think this is crucial, because lose this one, you're 1 point above relegation. Win this one, you're back up to 8th, 7th, depending on goal difference. So it's a huge game. And I think it is a turning point for the season.
Do you think, I must ask you this question, do you think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would be sacked if United lost this game? And I know there's levels to that, because you might lose 1-0 with a dodgy penalty or VAR, or you might lose 6-0. Is there any result today that you think would force Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to force the club to sack him? Because I don't. I think, all right, 10-0, let's be honest, probably would be. But I even think a 3 or 4-0 probably won't be enough for United to do that. I really get the feeling that stubbornly they will stick with this.
I think it's pointless to sack him after, even if they lost 6-0, because it's Liverpool at the moment and they are the best team in the league. And they have been just steamrolling teams and beating everyone in front of them so far, apart from Napoli in the Champions League. But which shows you can get at them. But back to your point on, would he be sacked? No, I don't think he would, because I just think Liverpool is that kind of game where there's so much history in it anyway. And remember last season, Mourinho was sacked after Liverpool. And I think that's where a lot of people are building the comparisons from. They're saying, well, if you lose to Liverpool, look what happened to Mourinho.
It was December though, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And we're only into, the middle of October. There's only, this is the 9th game of the season for United. So to sack a manager after 9 games into the season, you want to wait a little bit longer. Maybe after, is it Norwich come after Liverpool, I think? Maybe if you go on a bad run then and you lose a couple of games, then probably the pressure's there and they probably would act. But I can't imagine anything happening after today's result regardless.
Drew Baston says United will never get relegated. Goldbridge 2018. I actually think I said it in 2019. I'll say it again for you now. You can say October 2019. United won't get relegated. I bullshit to that. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. There's negativity and there's realism. And I know everybody, the cliche is always you're too good to go down, and then they go down like Leeds and stuff. But United won't go down. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it won't happen. So
it's not impossible. But remember that season where Chelsea were flirting with relegation, and that was near Christmas time, wasn't it? And then they did manage to turn it round. So I think even if you're going through a bad period and you're having a lot of bad results, at some point it can turn around very, very quickly with 2 or 3 wins strung together. So, and United have got a squad that can easily beat the bottom end of the table. I know we're not doing it at the moment, but when it does click, and at some point it probably will, a bit like last season when Ollie came in, then it will change. Even if that means a managerial change and then you get the bounce, you'll probably get the same as last season where they'll, inverted commas, play with the shackles off, and then they'll probably get a bounce again. So if United feel that's the way it's going and the season's going really badly, they probably will make a managerial change. You'll get the bounce, and then, relegation will be averted. So I can't see it being a problem in any scenario.
I think for United to go down, they'd sort of not have to be in the bottom 3 and then just slip away in the last few games. But what I would say is that with regards to United, what I would say is that I'm not going to pretend that we might be a mid-table team. We won't go down, but we haven't got a very good team. Chadi Anki says, I hope you win. I love the show more than AFTV. You actually talk football. Do you think Ollie has been given a grace period by the board similar to Wenger? Yeah, I think there are similarities with Wenger. I think that Arsenal's board was very stubborn with Wenger, probably deservedly, because he had, he'd won that Premier League that was wrapped in the Yorkie gold wrapper, wasn't it? And he did win titles. So There is that loyalty. I'll come back to Jorty on this in a minute and the live comments. Twanseeby's holding midfielder McTominay and Fred box to box, says Fro the double. I think that's a theory, Fro the double 007, because what makes you think we would play two box to box midfielders at home to Liverpool, who are going to have loads of the ball? I think you're going to find a lot of United. We're going to play like we did against Chelsea. Lots of players behind the ball and try and hit them on the break with pace. It will be 0-0 or Liverpool will get a close win. Our attack is awful, but I have faith in 3 out of 4 defenders. Give him time for back in 1989, says Vin Barra. What I was going to say there, Drawty, is, and I know people will know if they watched the show last night, I spoke about this as well, is whatever you think about United, the players, Solskjaer, the board, there's very few facts around United at the moment, because it's all about future, it's all about what ifs, it's all about hope and belief. But the reality is, even Ed Woodward himself, for all the backing of Ollie and all the money they're going to spend, etc., whether that's true or not, for anything he says, it is all based on hope. There is no knowledge or evidence that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be successful, because if you look at his CV, he hasn't got one. So it is all United's profession that we're going to be doing this for 2 years, we're going in the right direction. Even Ollie himself saying, look, Ollie said this morning that there's a lot of doom and gloom outside the club. I sort of get that, but within the club, we're really happy. We know we're going in the right direction and we will get back to where we want to go. Even he is only saying that because he thinks it's going to happen. There is no guarantee with this at all, because nobody, Carrick, Solskjaer, Woodward, none of them have got any experience of being successful, certainly not at this level.
No, I think the problem is, there was a couple of reports about, interviews with Ed Woodward and stuff, and it's hard to know what the message is coming out of the club. Obviously, they want to run the positive narrative, because as a company, you're never going to come out and say, actually, things are really, really bad, we're screwing up here. That's never going to happen, especially at director level. Directors are always going to come out and say what they're doing's correct, because at the end of the day, you've got shareholders and you've got people who invest into the club. So he's never, ever going to come out and say everything's going to pot. And the players are never going to come out and say anything negative either. Ollie's always positive about everything. And when you're saying about his managerial capacity and what he's done in the game so far, Mulder isn't a top club. They're not one of the elite in Europe. So I think it's difficult to measure anything at the moment, because you've got a very young back staff, Carrick, like you say, McKenna. Obviously, he's had experience at youth level with managing the younger players, but it's very, very difficult at the moment to gauge where everything is. It kind of feels like there's a lot of square pegs in round holes, and they're just trying to make it work. It feels almost like it's kind of like a plaster over a wound that's been going for the last 6 years since Sir Alex has left. I don't think they've ever really figured out the structure and all this. Oh, it's been brilliant. We've got the right people in here. How you dare you question us? You've spent over 800 million and it hasn't worked so far. Man City has spent more than that, but we're the second biggest spending in the Premier League, and we are absolutely nowhere near Manchester City. So you cannot say everything's brilliant from a board level or recruitment level. It's clearly not working. So something has to change. But at the moment, I don't know what. I don't necessarily think it's the managers. I don't think it's always the players. I think definitely the board is culpable, but I think it's just a perfect storm of very bad decisions in all the wrong places.
Drew Baston says, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a genius. Mark Goldbridge, 2019 March. But I don't think I was the only one saying that in March. I think what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did, from taking over to getting us in a top 4 race, was absolutely fantastic. Redu Kabaza says, Mark, did you hear that Ollie say that he thinks the structure is right at the club because the manager has final say? He is clueless. Yeah, he did. He took a lot of responsibility this week. But I'll say this before the game now, just to leave people in no doubt, because if I don't know what I'm going to say in the match reaction, because I don't know what the result's going to be. I don't know how we're going to play. But my feeling on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is I am pretty close. I'm pretty close to being Ollie out. I've got to be honest, because what he said this week, I'd be a hypocrite. I said in the summer, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was responsible for the lack of midfield signings, he needs to go. I never thought when I said that he was responsible. I thought it was the the board as per usual. I still think it's the board, but for some reason Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out and said it's down to him to alleviate the pressure on the board, which I just don't get. But I will stand by what I've always said. I just do not believe that Woodward should sack another manager. I think he should be sacked before this manager. So that won't happen, but that's how I feel about it. Jordan Such says the only reason Ollie hasn't been sacked yet is because he is a club legend. Nothing to do with results on the pitch or what might happen in 3 years' time. Watford sacked their manager after 3 or 4 games for bad results, and it's a joke. I mean, look, I don't think anybody disagrees with that, Drawty. I've said it many times. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wasn't a club legend, he wouldn't probably be in a job in the first place, because his CV just is non-existent. He got the job because he got the interim job for being a legend to just steady the ship. He did very, very well over 3 months, and they thought, let's give him the full-time job. That's how he's got the job.
Yeah, but the first 17 games were so incredible. The amount of results, 14 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. Anyone's going to get the job at that point, and I kind of feel like it's based purely on that they made the decision. They thought, well, this is clearly working. This is going really, really well. So he must be the perfect guy. Yeah. And since that appointment, it's just not gone that way. It's gone the complete opposite way. So I think to say, he shouldn't have been given the job. He should have 100% been given the job because of those results. You're not going to not give it to that sort of turnaround. But now it's kind of looking like...
I just think, I wanted him to have the job, so I can't be a hypocrite. I wanted him to get the job because that's what we wanted as fans. But I think also where they went wrong is they should have waited till the end of the season. That was the business decision to make. And in doing it in March, it burst the balloon. Yep. I think if they hadn't given it him in March, the balloon would have carried on and we would have probably got top 4, and then you give him the job and then we're in the Champions League. I just think the timing, yet again, the board just make odd decisions. As fans, of course we wanted him to have the job. We can't be hypocrites. We did. But as a business, they should have waited till May, which is what Woodward said he was going to do. And then he didn't do it. And that's just another bad decision by the board. But we are where we are. We can't keep talking about the past. We're in the present. I have just changed the formation again. This is what I think it's this. A lot of people were pressuring me into saying it's going to be a 4-3-3. I've gone back to the 5-3-2, Drawty. I've put Twan-Sebi in the back 3 with Wan-Bissaka and Young as wing backs, and McTominay and Fred holding, with Pereira at 10 and James playing off Rashford. I think we're going to try and hit them on the break with the pace up the front. But some people think we might play 4-3-2 with Twan-Sebi in the midfield. What do you think? Because Ryan FDW says, I'm shocked if it's a back 5. I didn't see it coming.
I'm going to say Young up top. I genuinely think because he was a winger earlier on in his career. I just think that's.
Twan-Sebi is injured himself in the warm up.
Oh, what? Are you serious?
Well, this is what's being said in the live comments. Yes, and Sky have confirmed it as well. So Callum says you missed my super chat, fuming. I love you really, Callum. We do miss some. I'm sorry, it's just there's so many of them there. But and Armand says Di Matteo was a better manager, but Rojo is in and Twan-Sebi is out. So I will change that. But that is that pretty much confirms that it was going to be a back 5 then.
Yeah, but now you've got Rojo and Young. So the thing is, sorry, that's just. Rojo's not who I wanted on the pitch, but there you go. I mean, personally, I played Rojo at left back and then put Young up as left wing and then move James over to the right if you have to. And I know James is better on the left, but yeah, you're probably right. It was a back 5 then.
Yeah, and you know what? People are going to use that as an excuse again. And can I just say, if that's another muscle injury, which it will be, this is not an excuse anymore. This is down to the coaching of the players. We pick up way too many muscle injuries for it to be about bad luck. It's not bad luck, it's bad coaching, and it's been going on. I'm not blaming Ollie for this, it's been going on for bloody years at United. But yes, Twan-Sebi out.
I'm pretty sure Dr. Nick from The Simpsons is the team medical
there's a tweet officer. In that, there is. But it's Twan-Sebi out with a muscle injury. Is the latest.
It gets better, doesn't it? It really does. It's banter. It purely is banter this season. But I'll tell you what, you pull off a result now, you look even better. So
yeah, I know. I'm just updated that. So that's your lineup now. I think anybody who thought it was going to be a 4-2-3-1 or whatever like that, you can ignore it. It was always going to be a 5-3-2 because Rojo's come in for Twan-Sebi, and I doubt we would have changed it. Rojo's a big game player. To be fair though, let me just say, Rojo is a bit of a big game player. And he is reckless as well, as somebody just said there. Yeah, another injury. Let me guess, it will be muscular one. Joke of a club, says Glennie XNRB. Yeah, I mean, Rojo will be blood and thunder. Yeah, that's definitely. And Rojo red card incoming, says Man United 84. This is the shit squad that we have. We know this. The reality is, Twansebe's injured. It could have been Phil Jones on the bench. So, what would you prefer? I'd rather have Rojo over Jones every day of the week, but I know some people would disagree with that.
If someone's injured in the warm-up, does that mean you lose as a substitute? Not like, obviously, from the three. I mean, from the subs bench, or can you bring in an extra one? Because, obviously...
There is normally subs for subs. We normally do. I don't know who we would bring in. Somebody in the live comments.
Only because... Now Rojo's on the pitch, just supposing one of the centre-backs gets an injury, all there is Brandon Williams to come on. That's it. Because the rest of them,
we just have to go to
Greenwood and Martial.
We just have to go to 4 at the back instead of... Because we have got 3 centre-backs, I suppose. But yeah, you're right. Jones is now on the bench, says Liam Phillips. Hey! It's getting better. Phil Jones is on the bench. Great. Look, what I would say is, what I'm going to say here is, and people don't get positive. If this was Cardiff at home, I'd be going mad. That'd be last year anyway. But because this is Liverpool, I'm going to be very unlike me and say, stop moaning, stop being negative. Yes, I'd rather have Twansebe over Rojo. Yes, it's another injury that could have been avoided. But it's Manchester United versus Liverpool at Old Trafford. I don't want excuses. This is the game that everybody should be organised, giving their best and getting something. So I'm not going to have it as an excuse. Dipanshu Kumar says 2 wannabe red card players. Ollie is at the ball cart. Martin Atkinson is a bit of a prat, let's be honest. But Clown Pants is on the bench, says Quastravovi. Pink boots on. You don't wear pink boots anymore. He'll never wear pink boots again. And I wonder why. And what happened to Twansebe? I think, he's definitely injured. It looks like he had a hip strain, says Janko. And Nash says, we've got this, Ollie in, come on lads, let's shut everyone up. I don't think it's that deep, Draughty, to be honest though. That's why I think we'll get something today, because I haven't really thought beyond today because it's such a massive game. But I think even if we did get a result today, in the midweek I would be saying we'll probably lose at Norwich. I've seen United be 2-0 down at the Etihad and win 3-2 and then lose the next week at home to West Brom. So I don't even think today's about if we get a good result we're back. I just think today's about getting a good result because of who we're playing, and we demand it as a fan base. So I'm really just dealing with the next couple of hours as a United fan. I'm not looking about bounce back, top 4, whatever. I think it's just let's go out there and put some pride on this name, this club that just hasn't had much for the last 6 years.
It's just literally 90 minutes of football between 2 teams who've got massive history between each other. I think you just throw everything out the window right now. All the injuries, everything. No one's going to just to win now. And it's just because of that, we might just pull off a shock. So, to be honest with you, just enjoy the ride, because it could be a complete car crash or it could be a miracle. You don't know. And I'd hate to call it right now. It's kind of like, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. And with Salah out, he's got that bit of magic for them that they need. But that might just be the tipping point. We might pull this one off. You never know.
Jake Chapo Guzman says, today will decide the direction for the rest of the season. And Vin Bra said, did you see what Mourinho just said about Ollie? He said something like he wish he could get a job like Ollie and talk about the future all the time. I tell you what, I don't blame Jose for saying that. I really don't. And I'm not even anti-Ollie here. I'm just saying that I've never known any big club talk about the future like we are at the moment. You'd never hear Real Madrid do it. You'd never hear Barcelona do it. I don't think Man City would do it now. I just don't think Juventus wouldn't do it either. It's not really a big club thing to do to say, yeah, we got 2 years. So I mean, Pogba's on crutches. I've just seen him there, so he's nowhere near being fit, is he? So yeah. So well, look. Final thoughts from you, Draughty, before you go.
Like I said, probably a 1-1 draw. I think we're just going to defend for our lives. Probably hit them on the break. Liverpool a little bit down from not having Salah, so their firepower isn't as potent as what it normally is. But they just need to keep their eye on Sadio Mane, and hopefully, Harry Maguire can shepherd him into his pocket or something. But yeah, 1-1 basically. I'm just expecting a tight game. I think everyone's expecting some massive result, but it never works out like that in these games.
Okay, mate. Well, I will speak to you in a bit. Thanks for popping on. And let's hope that we get something. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Yeah, let's hope you're not stressing out by the end.
Well, I don't know what to expect. I go into most games like that. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, have a good one, and we'll see how it ends in just over 2 hours' time.
Cheers, pal. Right, okay, so Twan-CB injured. A lot of people in the live comments. As we know, if you're reading the team news next to me, you'll know that Twan-CB is no longer there. He was. That would be... that's, it's disappointing. But... I'm not using it as an excuse. That's what you have a squad for, isn't it? And let's be honest, a lot of these injuries are self-inflicted. They are, because we basically overtrained our players in the summer to try and get them fit, and now we're paying the price 2 months into the season. But there you go. Mark, I think Axel was going to keep Mane in his pocket, says Judd Jenkins. I don't know. Look, I'm very, we are 6 minutes away from kickoff. I'm very, very excited to see how United are actually going to line up in this game. Let's have a quick look at the league table. Hopefully what can United do today? If we did actually win this game by some miracle, as some would say, then we can actually move up the table. I think if we draw the game, we'd only go up one place to 13th. So a draw would take us up to 13th, but a win would put us on 12 points, which would put us to potentially as high as 7th. We could be 7th tonight if we won. Let me just see. Spurs are on +2. We're on 1 +1. So yeah, if we win the game, we could conceivably go all the way up to 7th place. So big ask, but that's what United need to be looking at doing today. That's what we need to be looking at doing. I didn't think Ollie could go more negative, but he's added a back five to 2 holding midfielders and still played Pereira over Greenwood and Gomez, says Thor's Hammer. I mean, not even on the bench, Gomez. Not even on the bench. And I think that's a good point. Back 5 plus 2 CDMs. Let's see if that comes out. And Rojo is what we need. His aggression will help us, says Mido Ayub. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, the United Stand. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We have previews. We've got fan cams, match reaction. Fantastic channel, fantastic community. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. If you have subscribed, please click the share button underneath and share it on Facebook and Twitter. Let's get as many people involved with this as we can, because it's going to be a massive game. Welcome to Daniel Dahar, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. And thanks to OneFootball, who are sponsoring the watch along for us today. You can download the app. It's free. It's on Apple. It's on Android. You can get all your latest club news and all your stats and everything, which we'll be covering through the game. Really, really good app. I'm going to stick with 0-0 in this game. Players are just coming out. I'm going to stick with 0-0. I think that United have basically, and this is, I'm not mad about it today. I'm not mad about it today. Why would I be? I think that this is how Manchester United we're always going to set up for this game. This is how United have been setting up against Newcastle. So, of course, you're going to do it against top of the league. We are going to defend and we are going to try and hurt them on the break. If we do anything different, then I will be right at the front of the queue to say how impressive that is. But you go with what you know, and I fully predict that Manchester United will 100% park the bus today. I think that that's inevitable. And, if Ollie or any other fan thinks that we don't park the bus, maybe that's not the intention, but the players certainly don't follow what the intention is meant to be. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be, I think I look at United, look at Ollie, there's a lot of smiles, and I don't think that, those smiles and everything are a bad thing. But I don't think they really reflect how shit we are. We're 14th in the league, 15th in the league. I don't know where we are in the league. I'll have a look again in a minute. But Twan-CB was named in the team. Not anymore. He's out of the game. Rojo comes in and Phil Jones comes into the bench. So We are where we are. We go with what we've got. We've got to be as positive as we can be. We've got to be as positive as we can be. What do you think of Phelan's comments of being scared, says Christopher Liu? I don't know enough about them to comment on them. If they are true, then of course it's not acceptable. It's a disgrace, but there you go. A lot of people like Curtis Sinclair are saying Rojo red card incoming. At least Andreas Pereira is playing centrally. That's good to see. Good to see Scott McTominay's wearing pink boots as well. You shouldn't do that, Scott. Very brave of you. Man United for Life 920 is the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. And Zayn Mayasi's in the house. Thanks for the contribution, Zayn. Let me just have a quick look. Don't know what the issue is with you, Zane. I can't see it. I can't see what it is that you're not able to talk. I would be happy if we can get more than one shot on target. Come on, lads, just squint and focus on the white post and run towards them, says Nick P. Liverpool have got no Mo Salah. We are 14th in the league. It's a 3-4-3, says somebody. That dude says it's a 3-4-3. Let's see. But now it's a 3-4-2-1. Jux. We'll see what it is. We'll see what it is. I mean, my fear is about changing any formation is that it could be a 3-4-3. It could be that three that we've got on my left with Wan-Bissaka and Young, McTominay and Fred as the four, and then Pereira switch to the right. But I think we'll see Pereira more centrally. I think it's going to be a 5-3-2 like Robert Paquet says. We're about to kick off. Are you excited, everybody? I'm excited. I've got to be honest. It may be confidence. It's not confidence. It may be whatever it is, but I'm bloody excited, that's for sure. Liverpool, Henderson looks up for it. We're about to go. We're about to go. And let's see what happens. Formation, whatever. Pereira is about to kick this game off. No room for racism is obviously the big thing around the ground today. Spot on. Pereira's about to kick it off. NBC says 3-4-3, says somebody there. We're waiting for the ref here. And we're away. It's Manchester United versus Liverpool. It is not 3 minutes in. I don't know what's happened with the timer there. Let's reset that. Get it right. That's a bit of a pain. Right, let's get that timer going first. Femelo says, Reddit says there's a Glazer out plane due to fly over Old Trafford during this game. Good. I don't think planes do much good, but I'm happy to see that. Right, let's see if we can get a grasp on what the formation might be for United to start off with. Dan James is on the right at the moment. Pereira's more central. Rashford's up front. This is what we've got on the screen. Straight away I can see it. Pereira's very, very central. We've got it right, people. Applaud yourself. That formation there is the right one. Obviously, it's going to adapt, but that looks like it is. And some good early tackles going in there from McTominay anyway, but Origi wins it back off Wan-Bissaka. And Wan-Bissaka's gone in for a tackle there. But this is what United have got to do. They've got to get in and get in some tackles there. But it's definitely a 5. If you can see it now, you've got Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, Ashley Young on the far side, which is basically playing as a left wing back. Then you've got McTominay and Fred. Pereira just in front of them. And then James and Rashford. So it is. We've got it right. We've got it right. Let's see how we get on then with this game. Couple of minutes in. United winning a few tackles, few headers, which is good to see. We don't know what that ball was there by Fabinho, but Ashley Young's got a lot of time. Hits the corner, and Rashford will pick it up. He's up against Matip. He's going to have to get on his toes and get at them because Liverpool have got plenty of players back. Awful ball by Rashford, and Liverpool bring it away. And it's Origi against Lindelof here with pace, and Origi and Lindelof's done really well. I think he'll get a foul there. He has. Well done, Lindelof, because I think Origi had the legs on him there. But Bay's injured, Ryan JW. Trashford, says LCT. Yeah, not the best first touch by Rashford there, but it is what it is. He's just got to keep his head up and keep going. United just penned in the corner here, and it's Rojo who's just lost it to Mane. Bit of a stupid thing to try and beat your man in the bottom left-hand corner. He should have just got rid of it. Inviting pressure. And it's back with Van Dijk now. Why is Martial not on, says Keenan? Because he's injured, mate. But is Andy Robertson coming forward for Liverpool at the moment, and Wan-Bissaka's just won it back. I don't think that Liverpool will get a lot of joy down that side today. But it's going to be very interesting. I think Wan-Bissaka against Andy Robertson is going to be very interesting. Remember, Wan-Bissaka's only just come back from injury as well. It's Maguire versus Van Dijk, says Darshan Singhvi. If there's any corners, definitely, yeah. Fabinho. Oh, I hate seeing Fabinho. Just because I really wanted him at United. He's such a good player. Could this setup be the beginning of a new formation, says Adura? Oh, it's so defensive, mate. No. I mean, I'd agree with the person who said it before the game. If you thought Ollie couldn't go more defensive, he's actually found another defender now to play in front of two CDMs. This is a team set up for a draw. Let's not mess about. Origi's really getting into his game with Lindelof, by the way. They've had a couple of interesting battles. I just hope United can do something on the break, because defensively, we shouldn't be conceding. Big game for Fred. Just passes it to Lindelof there. But Lindelof's had a bit of a battle so far. Origi's causing issues, says Sam Woodward. He is. Come on, United. Let's just do something. I know it's we're not expected to, but I expect us to. Good splaying of the ball by McTominay there for Wan-Bissaka to get forward. Into Dan James, into Wan-Bissaka. Don't just whip across him. We've got nothing in. I mean, one thing we should not be doing today is whipping loads of crosses in, because we've got no height in the box. You've got Dan James, Pereira and Rashford, none of which are very good in the air. But United are buzzing the ball around quite well here. Pereira into McTominay. And he overplays it, but we win it back. Pereira again into Wan-Bissaka, into Pereira, Young. Interesting there, because Ashley Young's basically in a right wing position as a left wing back, but we don't get a corner. It's gone for a goal kick from Rojo. Passing looks a lot better, says Robert Parquet, and I think it's going to be a draw, says Sajay. I mean, that's exactly what I predicted, yeah. I actually like this setup and the intensity, says Xavier Carrera. We can not go with a lot of offensive players, but we must still attack. Well, at the moment, United have started off quite well, I've got to be honest. It's not been a... The thing you've got to be very careful of with Liverpool is that the way they approach this game is they might just play first 20 minutes and see what United are all about. You know, United, they don't need to go winning the game in the first 20 minutes, do they? Ollie looks nervous, says Old Carful. Well, he should look nervous anyway. I think any manager should look nervous. I think even Jurgen Klopp's going to look nervous today. But you know, Liverpool don't have a great record at Old Trafford. That's what I'm saying. It's like if we did lose today, I think there would have to be questions asked, because Liverpool don't actually have a good record under Klopp in the Premier League here anyway. So it's not. I think everybody who was. Huge Ass says it's going to be a disappointing 0-0. That was sort of my prediction in this game anyway. I did say 0-0. And anybody who was saying, oh, we're going to get wiped the floor with, you're not looking at the enormity of the game, the occasion, the fact that we're at home. You know, you've got to take those things into consideration. Also, I think you've got to take into consideration that Liverpool don't necessarily have a great record here or at home. So, away this season. I mean, they weren't devastatingly good against Sheffield United. Wan-Bissaka with the cross. See, I think crosses into the box are going to have to be put in like that, lower crosses for definite, because I think that they're going to eat those up for breakfast. If we put any height on them, they will. And as Matt Hanley says, Liverpool are winless in the last 6 against United. in the Premier League, I presume. Ollie Cody says, I think we're playing 3 at the back. Oh, we are playing 3 at the back when we're on the attack. So far, this has been a good start from United. But I do tend to think that maybe Liverpool are just soaking up at the moment. I'm not going to judge this, because if we went on to lose this game 2 or 3-0 and then some idiot was saying, oh, we were really good in the first 10. Football's a very tactical game, and if we're still playing like this approaching half time, I'll be very happy. But if it's just the first 10, I would say Liverpool are just testing us out. Any thoughts on the proposed Saudi takeover, says the Gaming Shed? Not at the moment, not in a massive game like this. I don't really want to be talking about takeovers. We're playing Liverpool, mate, to be honest, so I don't really want to talk about that. I'm sure there'll be plenty of time in the week. Free kick here for United to whip in, and this is a chance for people like Harry Maguire to go forward. Andres Pereira on free kicks instead of Ashley Young, which is a good positive thing to see. Pereira playing more centrally is a good thing to see. He's definitely not a winger. Pereira whips it in. Good cross, good block by, I think it's Robertson. And a silly foul by Pereira there. You've got them penned in and you give them a free kick to alleviate the pressure. Let me just have a quick look. Remember, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Bloody hell. A 7th of an orgasm, apparently. Here we go. Firmino into the box. That was too easy. Come and get your carrots, you donkey. He puts it... A nice little header by Mane puts Firmino in. He's very wide of the penalty box anyway. It's not really an angle to shoot. He tries to shoot and hits the back of the Stretford end. It's a really poor shot and it goes for a goal kick. So we are sponsored by the OneFootball app. Remember, you can download it. Link in the video description for that. But I just want to get an early feel of the stats, because this is where this app's really good. So if you go to matches, Manchester United versus Liverpool. The great thing about this app as well is in the last 20 minutes, you can start voting for your man of the match. And it's obviously taken across the entire people of app users. So statistics so far, interestingly, we've had 10 minutes, not 10 seconds. Not like Liverpool haven't touched the ball yet. 61% possession to United at the moment, and Liverpool have made more tackles than us. Total passes 68 by United, 46 to Liverpool. Pass accuracy of us 76% to 70% for Liverpool. So United so far acting like the home team, taking the game to Liverpool a bit in relation to possession. As I said, I want to be a little bit careful as to whether this is Liverpool just feeling United out a bit for the first 10 minutes. But what I would say is, we've got to turn this possession into shots on goal. That's something we've been very poor at this season. So a good start by United. Let's see how it goes. Remember, you can download the OneFootball app. Links in the video description for that. Very good app for your news throughout the week and all your stats. 10 minutes without conceding, says I'm a Red. I mean, I think that's a bit unfair. I'll take that as a sarcastic comment, I'm a Red, because I think that United, we don't concede that many. There's a chance for Pereira here. Don't shoot, mate. Oh, he had an overlap with Wan-Bissaka. I think that was a bit of a waste of time from Pereira there. He's got runners ahead of him and he just sees the glory. Good little link-up play with Dan James and Rashford, though. And Pereira, he's got to play that into Wan-Bissaka there. We should have played like this against Newcastle, says Ryan FTW. I agree. I think it's points to prove. You know, this is only the start you would expect from Manchester United after the start of the season we've had. Points to prove at Old Trafford, in front of your fans, against your biggest rival. If you can't turn up for this sort of game, you can't turn up for any sort of game. And remember, it's the international break as well. And the international break does make people cold, doesn't it? So, I don't know what Pereira's doing here with Van Dijk. Seems a bit silly. Pereira having a little bit of a niggle there, which is always a good idea. Get the crowd going a little bit. Van Dijk didn't want any of it. Liverpool coming forward now. First real possession in the final third against United. Lots of United players behind the ball when Liverpool have got the ball. Dan James has just come into picture as well. Watch the overlap for Robertson. Wan-Bissaka's going to have to get busy. Oh, McTominay sold himself there a little bit. Good play by Wijnaldum, shot straight at the keeper, but that's the danger there. Wijnaldum skipping past McTominay and getting a shot away. McTominay tries to get the pass, doesn't get it, and he skips past Fred as well. That is worrying. McTominay and Fred, our midfield too, skipped past by Wijnaldum. But it remains 0-0. 12 minutes gone. Please do share the video if you're watching. You can do that underneath the video. Just click share. Share it on Twitter and Facebook. And if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Lots going on the United stand, of course. Oh, Liverpool just starting to go up a gear here. Mane. Oh, ref's played it on. Good. McTominay was in on Mane there. I think he wanted a foul, but the ref's not giving it. I think the ref's letting this game go a little bit, which is good to see. Christopher Yong Ming Lee says that Liverpool will never give up. I don't think anybody said that you would, mate, to be honest with you. It's going to be hard. I mean, that's one thing that I don't think anybody's taken into account of this game. United have started off well, but you can't underestimate how good Liverpool are defensively as well. Even if we do get shot. I mean, let's not forget as well, I've said that twice now, 13 minutes, we're all quite happy with the start from United because it can't be any worse than Newcastle. But we still haven't had a shot on goal. Liverpool have had 2. So, you know, that we've got to turn this possession into chances on goal. And here's Liverpool now. It's into Origi in the box. Cleared by Lindelof, and I think De Gea will keep that in. Yes, he has. Good, good, good. Welcome to Chris Charleston Colk, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. You're very welcome, mate. And Liverpool just starting to eke their way back into this game. Liverpool confidently passing the ball out from the back there with Alisson back in goal. I mean, he is a major asset how he can do that. But they've just got total confidence when they're under pressure. Because Liverpool fans love the United stand, says Roadrunner. Here's Liverpool. Liverpool have actually started to come up a bit in this. I mean, Rashford's back on the edge of his penalty box here. It really is. When we've not got the ball, it's everybody behind it. We are starting to sit back, Mark. It's not good, says Brian Murphy. I mean, you know, thanks for the contribution, Brian. I was just about to sort of say that myself, that United, after that first 10 minutes, not creating really anything. I mean, Pereira had a shot, but he may as well have just bloody thrown it to the keeper. It was rubbish. And Liverpool just starting to come into it a little bit more. But that's a stray pass there. And this is where, see, Rashford's so deep. The stray pass, he's our centre forward. He's in our half. Right, here he goes. He's got a chance to go past Robertson. Robertson tackles him and Liverpool have it back. The way Liverpool move the ball about is just a different level. That's a poor ball, though, by Van Dijk, thank God. And it's with De Gea. Peter2234 says Liverpool have figured us out. And let's be honest, I don't necessarily think that's true, Peter. But don't be blue, Peter. But I think that this is not how United normally play. So to be fair to Klopp and his players, this is not how United play. So maybe that first 10 minutes we saw the advantage of them not knowing how we play. And then now they've figured it out and they're starting to come more into the game. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens over the next 10. 12 times says there's not much to figure out. Well, we are playing a different formation, mate. There we go. Here we go. Into Pereira, who's in the penalty box. Does a back heel to nobody. We need to be consistent throughout the game, says McVilla Kechab. We do. If we press too high, we will get caught on the counter. I'm still here, everybody. I'm just a little bit worried that I'm on the wrong channel because Sky have 2 channels and one of them is a few seconds behind the other. So I'm just going to double check now. No, I don't want to watch great sporting moments. Stick it up your arse. 17, 30. No. We're all right. We're all right. I'm coming back. Don't worry. I'm still here. I'm just about back. Let me go. Video. There we go. Okay, back now. So, still 0-0. Don't get moody because I predicted this result. I predicted 0-0. We've got so many defenders back. Reece Gregory says, this is United though. Turning up for this. We'll lose to Norwich next week. It's so irritating. Turn up like this every week with intensity. But you know what? You could take... You're being a bit negative there, Reece. You could take it to another level if you wanted to. Well, people are saying we're playing really well. How many chances have we created? You know, we haven't looked like scoring, to be honest, yet, have we? I mean, I agree. There's a better intensity from United and we're playing a better opposition. But... Robertson, Maguire as well there. Well done, McTominay. But the second ball's into Robertson and he's into the box. Remember, no Salah for Liverpool. Young. Get rid of it, Young. That's it. That'll do. Thanks for the contributions, Amiasi. You'll never walk alone, says Corinthians 19:10. Some of us would rather. Rashford's just walking around on the pitch, says Matt Hanley. I think Marcus Rashford today needs to keep his head up. You are not going to get a lot of the ball in a game like this. And when you do get the ball, you've got to do something with it. In part of me is quite glad that Martial isn't playing because Martial would have scraps today. Like, he's not going to get a lot of the ball. That's a good ball. Now we've got a 2v2 here, Rashford, up against Van Dijk. Terrible ball, trying to flip Dan James in. And Liverpool come away with it again. You know what? For anybody, I don't really like to watch a lot of Liverpool, but if you remember, like we used to have that midfielder called Ander Herrera, who was just brilliant, low-key our best player, and nobody outside of the United really got it. Wijnaldum's a little bit like that for Liverpool. Very, very underrated player for them. Rashford's not looking confident. No, he's had a couple of passes in this game so far that have gone astray. I mean, what I would say, defensively, we look comfortable at the moment. Do I dare tweet that? Yeah, sod it. I will. Here's a ball for Rashford to chase against Van Dijk. He's put Van Dijk on the floor. Into Pereira. You've got to be getting a shot away, Pereira. We've got a corner, but could have done with more. So this is a chance if we can swing a good cross in. I don't want to see actually Ashley Young on it. So corner coming in. Set pieces scored this season. United 0. So here we go. We're going to score. I always say that in the hope that it's going to make a really good thing. We've never scored. We've not scored from a corner in bloody ages. Oh, punch by the keeper. There was no United player anywhere near it, to be fair. Pereira needs to simplify his game and stop being fancy, says Sean Atwood. Yeah, I mean, he's been as wasteful as anybody so far. United tracking back here. I don't think there's an out ball for Liverpool. Mean Stream says that Rashford is not a main striker. He's a support striker. That's his problem. Liverpool now. 20 minutes in. I'd say the first 10 minutes were definitely United's without really creating anything. This last 10 minutes, Liverpool, for an away side, have started to actually take a bit of control. And Fred is fouled. Let's have a look at the One Football app then. Another 10 minutes in. Remember, you can download it for free. Links in the video description. It's on Apple and Android. You can follow your club and you can get all your latest stats on there. Where's my matches? Man United, Liverpool. It was 60% possession to United after 10 minutes. I can tell you it's now 60% possession for Liverpool. So that's swung around in 10 minutes, hasn't it? Total shots, 2 each. I don't remember United having 2 shots. I remember that crappy Pereira one, but I don't remember us having 2 shots. So we're level on that. Liverpool have made more tackles than us, 5-2, and they've now made a lot more passes than us. So it has swung around in 10 minutes. Make sure you download the app. It's free. Thanks for OneFootball for sponsoring this stream. So Liverpool have started to take control of the possession, which we had in the first 10 minutes. We were in charge of that. And a foul there by McTominay. JT Music says, I'm surprised we're not losing. I would go as far as to say I think that this could be the final score. I've said it all week. 0-0 was my prediction, and nobody wants to predict 0-0. It's in with the keeper now. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. That number can change to 568. We are only 400 subscribers short of that. So if you are new, please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. If you have subscribed, you can click something if you like. You can click the share button and share it on Twitter and Facebook. Can't be arsed with Rashford, says Ozzy Montana. And it's a throw into Liverpool. I mean, look, let me just show you this. This should be the incentive, not this. God, I don't want to see that. That's where we're not. We're not on that page. That's where United are, 14th. 14th. And if we lose today, we could go down to 15th. So, you know, after 9 games to be in that position, not good enough. So United need to step it up today. That should be the incentive. Cross comes in there. Firmino, Wan-Bissaka gives it back to De Gea. We're out of trouble. Defensively, we look good. I mean, Kim Brown says that Rojo looks like a liability. We've got 5 defenders today. Defensively, we should not be conceding against Liverpool. I'm not the only one that noticed Rashford bodied Van Dijk, right? Says Lincoln Jack Donomy. I didn't really see enough of it, to be honest, but I know Van Dijk did end up on his arse, Lincoln. It's got 0-0 written all over it, says Morgan Bailey. Well, I hope it's got more than that. I hope it's got a chance for United that we take. You know, it could be Leicester. Leicester City, remember that game? We beat them 1-0 a few weeks ago. Leicester arguably with a better team, but we got that penalty and they couldn't break us down. So, first goal's key. If we get the first goal, I reckon we'll get something. If they get the first goal, we're going to have to change our approach to the game. Martin Atkinson's certainly letting a few tackles go. McTominay might get a shot away here. Straight at the keeper. Ooh, I was hoping he was going to hit that a little bit better. Good driving run by McTominay there. He held off Wijnaldum and he got a shot away. Good strength there from Mayo. If he'd caught that right, that could have been a thunderbolt. Don says, I honestly believe Scott is our best player. I think today he stepped up to the plate, which is good to see. Sancho is watching the game. He posted it on Insta, says King Booker HD. I think, to be honest, I wouldn't read much into that, King Booker. I think most people would be watching the game today, wouldn't they? It's Manchester United against Liverpool. It's one of the biggest games in world football. Jeff Christensen, thanks for the contribution. Salah's injured. A Blue Whale says, boring United. Boring Liverpool. I thought Liverpool were going to come and smash us. We're not seeing much of that. Dan James is too quiet, says Haris Rana. I think with Rashford and James, they're going to have to do what they do with what they get. They could be living off scraps today. Good run by Rashford into the box. Cut back. What was that? Cut back, you prat. Oh, what a shame, Rashford. This is Marcus Rashford on a bloody wrapper. Like, he picks it up, he skips past Van Dijk in the box, or Matip, and then messes up the cutback. I mean, that's Rashford. It's his final ball all the time, whether it's his shot, his header, his free kick, his final pass. It's awful all the time. He's definitely a talent. Like, he skips past Matip there. You think cutback goal, and he messes up the cutback. He's just got to work on his final ball. Will he ever have a good final ball? I don't know, but I think we all know that's the problem with Rashford. It's the final thing of his game lets him down. But a good run anyway. Keep your head up. Yeah, Twan CB did get injured in the warm-up, as Wandy Marvlin Mayo says. But that was encouraging from United. I wouldn't call him Trashford. I thought the run was good. The shame was that he didn't get the cutback. And it's interesting, isn't it? Definitely the first 10 minutes United with a better team. the second 10 minutes, Liverpool, and then this is a bit United again. So, you know, I wouldn't say it's like exciting domination, but it's certainly passing domination. Nice little play by Fred there into Pereira, and he spreads it to Wan-Bissaka. We've definitely moved the ball better. I don't think we could have moved it any worse in the first 8 games, but we've definitely moved the ball better today. There is an intensity that's and a move and more desire. Oh, what a cross that was by Wan-Bissaka. Van Dijk clears it, and for a moment I did think that Pereira was going to get on the end of it. God, Mark Rashford is just not good enough, says Brian Murphy. I still believe Rashford can be good enough. I do, but his final ball it always seems to be the thing that lets him down. We've got Liverpool penned in a bit here, but Fred's gone back to Maguire, who's playing as the central centre-back, so I don't think we'll see Maguire going forward much unless it's for free kicks today. And Alisson's got that. We've had a super chat coming in from Jeff Christensen. He says, you may not remember, but I told you we would be fighting relegation this season. This game will not end in a tie. Thanks for that, Jeff. Well, we're not in relegation battle now. Origi keeps it on, but Wan-Bissaka's won it very, very quickly. Rashford equals talent minus IQ, says Biggie Third. And Liverpool have got a chance to get at us a bit here. But good tracking back by Fred. Those sort of things won't be understood. Fred out of position. Henderson's got space to run into, but Fred gets back in position very, very quickly. And good little cross in there from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Goes off Firmino, and it's a goal kick. Ninja says we're getting regulation. How do you misspell relegated as regulation? We're getting regulation. I think he means relegated, but I don't know how you go from relegated and misspell it as regulation. Maybe he's got a spell check on or something. Rashford needs to use his pace more, and we will make a few chances, says LCT. Midfield's been really solid today, says Legionista. Yeah, I think Fred and McTominay have actually worked really well today, and I think that this is why. I don't know what the issue. Does anyone know what the issue is with Matic? Because whatever it is, it's a positive, because he just hasn't got the legs for a game like this. Cross comes in, Maguire, let's get rid of that. Rojo heads it. Young's gone down. They're saying it's an elbow, Pereira. And Martin Atkinson said, shut your mouth. It's definitely not. Don Ireland says, shame Axel injured himself. Ollie would have played him as a 6 and dropped to centre-back when defending like Jose did with Fellaini a few times. His calmness is needed. Yeah, it's not an elbow on Henderson, by Henderson on Young. Pereira's saying it is, but it definitely wasn't. Xander says, this is not a bad United look at all. Look, anything's better than that. Trey says, Henderson red card. No. We can hope, but it wasn't. Raja says it's been half an hour, but it feels like 5 minutes. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would take this point right now. You know it. I mean, the question is, would you take this right now? Have you got unreal expectations about where we are as a football club? Because I'm not 100% convinced about the manager, but Origi's touch is as bad as bloody Lukaku's. That's the second one. He's nearly lost it. Second touch. His second touch is a tackle. I would take a 0-0. I would. I think it stops Liverpool winning. And Pereira's offside there. I thought he was in. It stops Liverpool winning, which I think that's got to be the main aim today, and it gives us something to take away. Unpopular opinion, Pogba's better than Keane, says iJohn13. Yeah, it's not even unpopular opinion, it's wrong opinion. And I'd take ruining the perfect run, says Gabriel Jackson. Yeah. Pogba's injured, Nicholas Teo. It wasn't an elbow, but it was a forearm, says Jeff Christensen. And it's a foul on it. This game's getting a bit stop-start for me, which probably, to be honest, as irritating as it is, it's probably not a bad thing for United that it does go stop-start, but there has been a lot of niggly little fouls that's sort of breaking the flow. Oh, Klopp looks quite relaxed, really. Might feeling having a word with Wan-Bissaka. There is some tactical stuff that goes on at United. Tripper Snipper just asked me, do I think United could win the Rugby World Cup? How would that work then? Another offside there. I'd take a point any day from Liverpool at this point, says Gareth Mason. I honestly thought it'd be like 8-2 Liverpool today, like United did to Arsenal a few years ago. Nah, I always knew it was going to be tight. I know it's dangerous to say that after half an hour, but I always knew it was going to be tight. United, Liverpool, it really doesn't matter about who's top of the league or who's near the relegation zone. And Rashford's put Van Dijk on the floor again, which is good to see. And it's a throw into United. He's definitely, you can't say that Rashford's not up for it and he doesn't fight. It's just that it's that final ball. If he could just sort that out. He's definitely got the passion and the fight. Throw into United in Liverpool's final third. Ashley Young on it. No, De Gea's injury obviously wasn't that bad because he's playing today. Klopp did think we were going to play Pogba. Oh, Mane. He's kept it in as well. That's a bit of a pain that he's kept that in. United need to be careful. Mane, Firmino. Oh, that could have been a goal. They really, really caught us fast there. Mane down the right-hand side. Cuts it back into Firmino, who it's in his stride. He just doesn't hit it hard enough and it's straight at De Gea. But that would have been a sucker punch goal. Doesn't hit it hard enough. Easy save for De Gea. Justice O. Pereira's making better striker runs than Rashford. I just wish with Rashford's pace that he just sat down and watched great strikers move. And Matip there across. And it's a throw into United. Game getting a bit stretched there, which is good to see. But that's where United need to be careful. When we're on the attack, Liverpool can hit us on the break. Very good play by Mane. Who is the threat? I think Liverpool fans would say, Salah being out's disappointing, but they'd probably rather Salah be out than Mane at the moment because he's such an important player. But United on the attack there. Dan James into Pereira and stray pass again. And Johnny Blade says we need to isolate and target Matip. I don't think Matip is that good. I know a lot of Liverpool fans do, but he's certainly no Van Dijk. Mane. Fred tacking away at him. Henderson. Little cross. Firmino. Good save, De Gea. It was offside anyway. It was a good save by De Gea. Cross coming in towards the back post. Firmino heads it down and De Gea has to make the save. But looks like Firmino was offside. Yeah, it was. Pereira passed to Red, says Giorgio B. It was a good save, wasn't it? It was a good save, RJ Bizzle. So far, so good for United. Does this formation better suit our personnel, says Sean Finity. And Liverpool wanted a foul there. It's not been given, and it's allowed Dan James to smash him way into the box. Rashford scores! 1-0 to Manchester United. Liverpool will go crazy. They thought they had a foul. They don't have a foul. It's 1-0 to Manchester United. It's Marcus Rashford and Dan James. Liverpool are going mad. Martin Atkinson will not have any of it. And Rashford silences those who say Trashford. It's 1-0. Martin Atkinson, don't even think about VAR in it. Liverpool want a VAR. I'm a little bit worried because in the modern game, this can be a problem. But it's 1-0 to Manchester United. 30% of goals apparently get chalked off because of VAR. They wanted a foul on Origi. It wasn't given. You cannot take this goal away. I'm worried. I don't like this. I do not like this. This should not be VAR'd. This should not be VAR'd. If they go VAR, they won't give the goal. It's got to be given. What? I'm in silence here because I don't know what's going on. It's too far away. You can't go that far back. You can't go. If it's a foul, he's got to give a foul. Are there fucking VAR in it? Stick it up your arse. That's a joke. That's a bloody joke. You can't VAR something that's miles away. They didn't even give a bloody foul yesterday for Delafou for a bloody penalty. He can't VAR that. It's too far away. He's looking at the foul and he's not giving it himself. He cannot VAR that. You're a prat, Atkinson. You've got to give that goal. Do not VAR it. Has he got a goal? It's a goal! It's a goal, yes! I know a lot of people are saying that, but it's a goal. It's a goal. There's still a lot going on here. It's a goal! It's a goal! It's a goal! It's a goal for Manchester United. Thank God for that. To be honest with you, it probably was a bloody foul, but VAR should not come back into it. Atkinson saw it. He didn't give the foul. VAR says no foul. Liverpool fans, welcome to the world of VAR. It's shit. United fans, welcome to the world of being 1-0 up against Liverpool. Brilliant goal by Dan. Well, it wasn't Dan James. Dan James, brilliant ball by Dan James. Good finish by Rashford. Anybody could have finished that. But the ball by Dan James is fantastic. Look, I don't give a shit. I hate VAR. I'm not going to defend VAR. I don't know why it got VAR'd in the first place. He saw the incident. He didn't want to give a foul for it. And then he bottled it and did go to it. You should not be going back VARing that far. Never in a million years. And you know what? The best bit about it is Lindelof does fucking foul him. He does. Like, he kicks him on the knee. It's a foul. But this is... I don't give a shit. United are 1-0 in front. And if Liverpool would be the same. Liverpool would be the same. I don't understand what goes on with VAR. I've got no idea what happens with it. But for me, he saw it. He didn't give it. For it to be VAR checked... I was worried. I was worried when he went to VAR because I thought, well, that is a foul. I don't understand VAR. I don't understand it at all. Klopp ain't too calm now, Mark. Laugh my arse off, says Brian Murphy. Is this not bad, though, from a football point of view? I said this yesterday on That's Football. You almost can't celebrate a goal as much anymore because every goal, you're like... Are they going to go back for something and check it? It's taking it away, isn't it? It's taking it away. Because that's a massive goal. A brilliant goal. A brilliant goal. Brilliant cross from Dan James. Rashford finishes it against our biggest rival when we've got everybody moaning about it and moaning about us, myself included. You know, we're shit, this, that and the other. The lads turn up. They make it 1-0. And then you've got that little bit of, oh, are they going to VAR it? It's just not... It's not good, is it? But United lead 1-0. That's the bottom line. Not a foul. It's leaning more towards a dive, says Slick. What with it Productions? Well, I'll take your word for it. The reality is VAR checked it. Liverpool can't moan about that. The referee didn't give a foul. VAR didn't give a foul. And it's not a foul. So it's 1-0 to United, isn't it? But what I don't like is that it should never have been VAR'd in the first place. But United are on the attack. And I think it does take away. I think it does take away from the game a little bit because that celebration of that goal, we don't get to enjoy it fully until we've waited around. VAR should only be used for penalty areas, says Wolfie 35p. And Luke Shaw says it was a definite foul. Well, there was definitely contact on him from Lindelof. It's whether he's overplayed it, but. Oh, God. I don't want to talk about VAR in this game, but we're talking about VAR. What I'm going to say is the first thing that comes to my mind is Mane got a penalty against Leicester when the contact was minimal and he went down, but VAR gave a penalty. Today, Origi goes down when there's contact and that's a dive. So the inconsistencies, that's the problem with football at the moment. You just don't know. I watched, did That's Football yesterday. Was it 4 goals disallowed by VAR? A penalty not given that was a penalty? You know, the trouble with VAR at the moment is, I don't sympathise with Liverpool fans because I want United to win, of course, but it could happen to us in the second half. The problem with VAR is there is no bloody consistency to it. And maybe Origi does make a meal of that. I think he does. Daniel Davey, I think you've hit the nail on the head. He says, that VAR check was the biggest bullshit. I nearly lost my voice because of celebrating early. Imagine the goal wasn't given. Origi went down so dreadfully, I'd be embarrassed. Exactly, and that's why I don't like VAR. Because as soon as that goal went in, we're celebrating, and then you see they're going to VAR, and it's like that instantly stops the celebration because you're like, what? It's been taken away. That's what concerns me about VAR consistency, says Dano Jr. Well, from a United point of view, we just need to get in front. Well, we are in front. We just need to get to half time. Good tackle by Pereira. United want this more than Liverpool at the moment, and that is why I came into this game and said I don't think United are going to lose today. And I'm glad every video I've been saying this for 2 weeks. I don't think United will lose today. And everyone was going, we're going to get beat 4 or 5-0. And I said, no, it's Manchester United against Liverpool. And I expect something today. Can't VAR only be used when it's potentially a red, says Alex Crawford. I just don't like VAR, full stop. Ball here through. Lindelof's got himself into trouble. It's a goal! Oh, for God's sake! Bloody Lindelof! Oh, we're going to VAR again. Are we going to VAR again? I don't know. We're going to VAR again. It's a bloody joke. This freaking game's a joke. You can't go VAR with every bloody goal. It looks like it's going to be VAR. He handles it with his hand. It hits his hand. That's not a goal. It can't be a goal. Lindelof gets himself into all sorts of trouble. It does it. It definitely catches his hand. Knee. That's it in his hand, surely. That's on his hand. No goal. Handball. Yes. Bloody hell. I tell you what, though, it's turning into cricket. It's turning into American football. This is not the game. You know, everyone's celebrating, and we're all celebrating, going, Liverpool. But it's just stupid. This is not football. This is not football anymore. It's turning into something that's been created. And, I mean, it's definitely a handball. It shouldn't be a goal. It's definitely not a goal. It's definitely not a goal. Handball. Somebody just said stop talking about VAR. It's because it's ruining the game. It's ruining the game. It's ruining the game. As a spectacle. Still very poor from Lindelof, says Ryan FTW. Lindelof gets away with it there. VAR just saved us, says Stan McDonald. Mate, I'm not going to say I like VAR. I'm not going to be one of those flip-flop VAR fans. I hate VAR. I've always hated VAR. I thought it was hilarious in Paris. But it's just making the game too stop-start. Every incident is fucking VAR, and I don't like it. I don't. I mean, it's helped us out there. It really has helped us out there because that's definitely a handball by Mane. But it's just so stop-start. Imagine that. Pereira playing decent when in his correct position, says Don Island. I think Pereira's been a massive positive of that half for Manchester United. But what a half for United. It looks like we're going to go in 1-0 in front. And Klopp and Liverpool's Old Trafford hoodoo continues. But United on the attack here. Pereira. Oh, a corner. Come on, there's still time. There's still time. Yes, no goal, but that defending from Lindelof was criminal, says Justice O. He got away with it, really. Lindelof didn't know it was a handball. He got away with it. Legendary Lincoln says VAR is a necessary evil. I just think it needs to be used better, VAR. I totally disagree that Martin Atkinson had to go back for the Origi foul. He saw it and didn't give it. Give the fucking goal. Let us celebrate the goal. We get that taken away from us for a few seconds to be given the goal anyway. How far are you going to go back? I think in the case of Mane, it works really well. It was a handball, but it's still too stop-start for me. I just don't like VAR. Having said that, I've got to say, if we didn't have VAR, this game would be 1-1, wouldn't it? Because he still would have given the Rashford goal, and Mane would have got his goal. But it's half-time. Bloody hell. We're there at half-time. Manchester United lead 1-0. We're back. Ollie's at the wheel. I'm only joking. I'm not going to go down that road. But we are 1-0 in front. And look, Controversy or not, let's go straight into it. Manchester United started off that game very, very well. The first 10 minutes, we had the better possession, we had the desire, we had the fight, we had a new formation. Liverpool came back into it, and then after 20 minutes, I think it went a bit 50-50. Liverpool in possession, Origi feels a touch or no touch, he goes down very easily. United go up the other end, and from that point, the cross from Dan James into Marcus Rashford, that's what we want to see at Old Trafford year after year for the next few years, because that's what we've bought in Dan James, and that's what Rashford can do if he's given good service. 1-0 to Manchester United. Then Liverpool go up the other end. Terrible defending by Lindelof. Mane puts it away, but it was a handball by Mane. So United leading 1-0 at half-time. Beautiful, says Jay Singh. The reality is they might go down the cricket route and just give teams 2 challenges per game. A lot better flow to the game, says Nakul Sukar. Look, I don't want to talk about VAR much. It's gone. It's gone. I'm sure Liverpool fans are going to be talking about VAR a lot. They will feel very much aggrieved, but I don't really care. This is about Manchester United, and I don't like VAR. So I've said my piece. In relation to Manchester United, good, really good half. It makes such a difference when you pick the right players, Ollie. No Matic. You know, you've got Fred and McTominay. Yes, they're a work in progress, but they've got speed across the ground. They're tenacious. They go and get the ball. They're hunting. Pereira, maybe he will be good enough. Maybe he won't be. He gave the ball away a lot, but he's got to play centrally. Don't play him on the wing. Pereira plays in his preferred position. Pereira plays well. Dan James making a nuisance of himself. Rashford, a little bit hit and miss, but he's there to get the goal. And defensively, I think we look good. I think there's 2 occasions where Liverpool caught us out. Once on the break because we were out of position. And the cross from Mane to Firmino, and then the goal itself where they exposed Lindelof a little bit, but it was a handball. So VAR is ruining the game of football for Liverpool, says the Blanchard Kuma. Yeah, we can't moan about that too much, but United leading 1-0, and I tell you what a position for us to be in. What a position for us to be in. I think to score the first goal, many people didn't think we'd score any goal. I predicted 0-0. So we've got that goal. If we come out of this game with a point, I still think it's a positive point for Manchester United, considering the negativity around the start to the season we've had, how well Liverpool have started. We've put ourselves in a great position now. I would say let's go and win the game. Based on that first half, is there anything about Liverpool that makes you think, oh, you know, they're miles better than us today? They're not. It's been quite an equal game. So United need to work, keep doing what we're doing. You know, keep that defensive back 5, because it works. Liverpool are struggling against it, and of course when the ball breaks down, hit them on the break with the pace. Get a second goal, this game is done. You know, we're on the verge of getting 3 massive points for United today, and that would be a real positive. But at the very least, you know, this team has been defending quite well this season. It's just been we've not scoring enough goals. So you know what, we're on the edge of potentially getting a very good result here today. And I would have took a point before the game. So obviously now greed comes in, and I want to get more than that. But you know, Pereira as a number 10 is class. Even Young looks good, says Zachary Purvis. I think what you're getting today from Manchester United is not a surprise to me. If anybody's been watching the previews, etc., make sure you subscribe to the channel. By the way, bottom right hand corner, we're getting close to 568,000. It'd be good to do that while we're live. But we've been building this up. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We've got fan cams, previews. And in the previews, I've been saying this for 2 weeks. I said it before the Newcastle game. I said it straight after the Newcastle game. That was a bad result. But this is Manchester United against Liverpool. I don't expect United to lose today. I never did. I predicted we wouldn't lose. I expected the bounce back ability. I expected the desire. I expected the passion. These are not the games that United need to improve on. You know, United at home to Arsenal the other day, we didn't lose. United at home to Liverpool over the last couple of years, we've been shit, but we don't lose. It's the Cardiffs, it's the Huddersfields, it's the Newcastles where, you know, you haven't got all the focus and the attention and the build-up. You know, where you're expected to win, we fail. When we've got the big games, everyone turns up. And I think today, you know, all I said before the game is that any United player playing against Liverpool in a game like this should not be putting in anything less than a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 is average. Based on that first half performance, I don't think there's a United player that's below 6 out of 10. And that's what I expected, and that's what they delivered. So that's fantastic, I think. B. Yakov says, probably with VAR, it's still a human reviewing decisions will never be 100% right. Because of this, I was happy enough with football before VAR, exactly. And Metal Music Review says, Pereira is having the best game he's had in ages. Fred has been a tenacious pest. Yes, they gave the ball away, but at least they are trying more, please. Exactly. You know, if you're going to be a risk taker, you've got to take risks. And I think that Pereira has done that. So I can't fault that half. I know people have their doubts about these players. I do. I know people have their doubts about Ollie. I do. I know people think this board's shit. It is. But today was about today. Today was about this game. I think even if we win this game, I'll still be worried about Norwich and Bournemouth because they're the games that we struggle in. But today, I can't fault it. I think it's been a good performance from Manchester United. I think everybody, it's not just a desire. We've moved the ball around well. The goal was a good goal. You know, you can't fault that. It was a good goal. We don't normally score good goals. It was the way that we went into it. They're just showing the Origi foul again. I think Lindelof does catch him on the knee, but I think he goes down too easily. I'm sure Liverpool fans are going to go absolutely mad about it. What I would say, Liverpool fans, is that, you know, VAR reviewed that. I don't think VAR should have reviewed it. I don't. I mean, we're looking at it now. Lindelof kicks his foot out on the shin. He does connect. Technically, it's probably a foul, but VAR reviewed it and said no. So, and there's not a lot of contact there. I think it's simulation that's cost them. What a difference when you play on the offence and don't park the bus and invite pressure, says Philip. But we sort of have played very defensive, Philip. To be honest, I've got no problem with that, by the way. We're playing Liverpool. We've not gone on the front foot gung-ho. Every time Liverpool have got the ball, we've got everyone behind it. So we're playing counter-attacking football, which I don't really have a problem with. Pradney against Liverpool. If we were at home to Norwich, I'd have a problem. Pradney Wadke says, the rewards of playing Andreas instead of Wunkel Wan at number 10 are great. Let's get back to it and finish it off. Score one more. Sit tight at the back. Yeah, we've got to keep it tight at the back. Mane's disallowed goal. Lindelof is in all sorts of trouble. I actually think even Liverpool fans will moan about that handball. I do. I think they'll moan about that handball. It grazes his hand. It's not deliberate, but I don't know the rules on that. The reality is, we've had the rub of the green, I suppose, but I don't think the referee should have VAR'd the Origi thing anyway. Tom Ball, I think Andreas and James have done well. Lindelof looks worried. I think he'll fall down the pecking order. The United fan club in Manila is bouncing, Mark. Hope we get it second half from Tom and Grace. Thank you, Tom. And Buster Nut says, best half this season, spirit for each other, bite and being fearless. This is how we need to play. Let's hope Ollie learns, but I doubt it. Let's go. Yeah. I know defensive risk, part the bus, there is something of a difference. I'd not call this game part the bus, but rather high intensity, #low risk, says Mr. Clin99. Yeah, I think that's fair. And Murray says, VAR means you can't celebrate the action. You have to wait and celebrate a ref doing a gesture to signal a goal or not. Beautiful game, not beautiful ref. And that's my problem with VAR, by the way, as a United fan. I know that Liverpool fans are just going to be going absolutely mad. I probably would if I was a United fan, but I'm not. We've benefited from it. But what I really don't like, is the fact that goal, I saw straight away that he was going to VAR it, and that took away what was a great goal. And he saw that incident with Origi. That's my issue with VAR, is that Atkinson saw the thing on Origi and said he basically decided that it was simulation and played on. We score a goal and then he decides, oh, I'm actually going to go and check my decision there. It's not right. The minute he did that, I saw it very quickly, and that took away from the celebration for me, because I was like, he's going to give a foul. He's going to give a foul through VAR, and that to me is a little bit disappointing. But anyway, it stands. That's what matters. Let's have a look at the league table then. We are in 14th. Well, we were in 14th at the start. I don't really like how it stands. How it stands at the moment, though, is United would not be on 9 points. We would be on 12 points, which means we would go up to 7th on 12 points, level with Spurs. So, 12 points, 5 off top 4. It suddenly looks a little bit better, doesn't it? We'd still be 12 points off Liverpool, but we're not winning the title anyway. That result could be massive for United. Puts us back into the top half of the table, puts us into 7th place, back into the race for top 4. I'm running away with myself there. I don't want to talk about that. Because the reality is, that team today, that formation today, it's not going to work in every single scenario, is it? And as a one-off game, of course you can win today, but The reality is we just need to go and win today. Vinbara says, whichever team scores more goals usually wins, says Michael Owen. Classic. And Mabias Drummer, not heard from you in ages, mate. Hope you're doing well. Says, remember when you put Aaron Wan-Bissaka instead of Trent in the both team 11 and people laughed? You were right, Mark. Trent leaves tons of space. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has been super. Look, I have an opinion. I state my opinion. It's not always right, but I mean, this is the brilliance. I'm going to hopefully we can talk about this in the match reaction. But this is the brilliance of idiots, because all those people who said a combined 11 of Manchester United and Liverpool has all the Liverpool players in it. How many titles have Liverpool won then? All right, they're top of the league at the moment. They're doing very, very well. But that's bollocks. Even Klopp said it was bollocks. You know, you just can't do that. But Wan-Bissaka's a fantastic defender, and I don't care what anybody says. He's absolutely brilliant. I'm optimistic despite the fact we will win, says United like Manchester. I think you missed your words up a little bit, but I think what you're saying is you're optimistic we're going to win. I really hope we don't crumble, says Dante Gerard. Yeah, me too. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. We are live every night at 8 o'clock. We've got fan cams. They're going to be... look, we're Manchester United fans. Of course we're going to hope we win. But it'd be fantastic to get some of these Ollie outers like Saeed on the fan cams if we win. Because he's Ollie out. So what would he be if we win? I'm not Ollie out, and I know a lot of you aren't. I just always felt that the story still had a little bit left in it. And I'm still not convinced he's going to be the right man just because we beat Liverpool. But we haven't won yet anyway. Let's remember that. But if we did win today, we shouldn't go, oh, Ollie's at the wheel, we're back. Because we've beaten Man City at the Etihad and then lost West Brom the next week. United's problems are not the big teams. United's problems are the Norwich away, the Bournemouth away, and that's what we need to be looking at. But at the moment, it's looking really good. It's good to see the players actually responding to the manager as well. We have seen that, and that's good because you don't always get that. So I'm glad that the players have responded. I'm glad that we've got the intensity. I've got to say, it's only what I expected. I expected us to do that, and the players certainly have delivered on that score. So very, very pleased with that. And United at the moment are 1-0 up. Second half, I wouldn't change it. I think everything now has to be faced, is there for Liverpool. It's how Liverpool react to it. Seymour Turner Jr. says the confidence that comes from potentially winning the match is all that matters. Ollie finally got it right at the perfect time. And Shyam Sundar Singh, rule about handball for now is any goal scored where any part of the hand is involved is no goal. As per this, it's no goal, deliberate or not. Let's go. Spot on. Thanks for that. Thanks for the clarity. I suspected that was the case, but that gives the clarity. There can't be any moaning about it. That is the rule. Please do download the OneFootball app. It's free. It's on Apple and Android. Really good app. You can get all your latest football news by following the team that you follow. You can also get all your latest stats. I'm just going to go to the stats centre. Really good app as well, because when you use it in the second half, you can start voting for your man of the match. In fact, it is just opening up now. You can vote for the best player on the pitch on the OneFootball app. I want to get my vote in early. Pick now. Who is the best player? I would say the best player on the pitch for me so far is Andreas Pereira. I'm going to vote for, if I can find him. Yep, there he is. Andreas Pereira. See all rankings. I can tell you, Rashford's. The great thing about the OneFootball app is it goes very sort of, name specific. If Salah was there, he'd be man of the match, is what I'm saying. They go for the goal scorer a lot, but I've gone with Pereira. But let me have a look at the stats. Make sure you download it. Links in the video description. So Liverpool have had more possession, 56% to 44% for Manchester United. Liverpool have won more duels in the air, which means we've got them back defending a lot. Shots on target, 2 each for United and Liverpool. Obviously, we've got the goal. Total shots, 4 each. Passes made, 240 for Liverpool, 179 for United. We've played a lot more long passes than they have. Their pass accuracy has been better. Fouls conceded, 10 by Liverpool, 3 by Manchester United. So it's from those stats, you can sort of get a story for the game, can't you? Please do download the OneFootball app. The link's in the video description. Remember, match reaction straight after that with me. Match reaction as well. Fan cams. Obviously, we're going to be live through all the second half. Players are coming out and out. But I think the story of those stats really is Liverpool have had more of the ball. but United have been more effective with the ball, which is why Liverpool have won more aerial duels and won more tackles. Stevie Nicol has to be in shock right now, says Bio20. Udit Butnaga says, fans calling for Lindelof of best player last season. Another long ball mistake by our centre-back. Lucky by VAR. We need Twan Sibi. Well, he's injured, mate. And Sal Bakari says, whoa. We're about to kick off here. Let me just get the timer going. Sal Bakari, I'll read your comment in a moment. Atkinson's about to kick this off, and we're off. Big test for Liverpool. Hope they fail it, by the way. Sal Bakari says, who do you think will score the second? Am I wrong about Rashford being a big game player? Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Rashford does score a lot of goals against Manchester United. Against Liverpool, especially at Old Trafford. Danish Shastri says, the process is slow. Lampard is not better than Ollie. The difference is in the midfield. Kante, Kovacic versus Matic and McTominay. United is working in the right direction. Trust Ollie and give him time. Danish, I'm not going to forget everything I've said over the last 3 weeks, so I'm going to come back at you there. I think you're talking absolute bollocks in the nicest possible way, because you made a super chat, but I'm going to say I think you're talking bollocks, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could have bought midfielders in the summer. People forget this. To make the excuse that, Lampard's got it better because he's got better midfielders. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said himself on an interview on Wednesday that he had money, but the right players weren't available, and he didn't buy them. It's his fault we haven't got midfielders. You can't hide behind the fact that the players we've got aren't good enough when he chose not to spend money in the summer. So let's not all get carried away with ourselves because we're 45 minutes 1-0 up against Liverpool. He's made big mistakes. He's now got to put them right. And I think, he will be given the time to do that. Matic, Lingard, Mata out, we will win, says Munish Meta. Well, yeah, you drop those 3 players into this team and we'll bloody lose, won't we? That's part of the problem. So when Lingard's back, does he start playing? But anyway, we've got to get this second half done. I think we'll see a different Liverpool in the second half. Henderson's coming forward on the attack. That's gone for a goal kick. But will they react? Will Liverpool react? Cross comes in. Good bit of defensive play there. United need to try on this and catch them on the break, because Liverpool are going to come forward now. They are not going to just sit back and wait for this game to go apart. A lot of people saying, well, I'm not actually convinced by this yet anyway. It's only half time. Which is right. Mane in the box again. We've got to be careful now. I would imagine Klopp has given him a right bollocking, and it's a foul. It's a foul. So, what are you thinking, everybody? Second half, where do you think this is going to end? Will it end? Well, this is exactly. Divas Walia says it. This happened against Wolves. It's not the first time we've been 1-0 up at half-time. Southampton as well. Both those games were away, though. Leicester, 1-0 up, won 1-0. And remember, this is where the stat comes in. There's some ridiculous stat where United have been leading at half-time and not lost. So, and it's I don't even know. Someone in the live comments will know. Here it is. They've just put it up there. Premier League record at Old Trafford when winning at half-time. Never lost. Only 17 draws. 265 wins. That's stunning, isn't it? 265 wins. 265, 17, 0 when winning at half-time. That is stunning. Absolutely stunning. So stunning, I'm going to tweet about it. .265, drawn 17, lost 0. Right. There's got to be an opportunity for United as well to get that second goal. Give us that second goal. Hooray says the rule from VAR is if it's not a red card situation, pretty much they can't deny it. So correct to give us the goal, according to a Swedish expert. Dan James is down here. I don't know what's happened to him. I think he's just got sandwiched a bit. I don't know about that one from Hooray. That's an interesting one. If anyone wants to do any research on that, the rule from VAR is if it's not a red card situation, pretty much they can't deny the goal. I don't know. I don't know about that. I think if that was a foul on Origi, it's a foul on Origi, isn't it? Well, Dan James is half the size of Virgil van Dijk and he's just slammed his stomach into Virgil van Dijk's back. So he's probably just winded himself, to be honest with you. KOTD said that's a lie. I don't think it's true either. I think if it was a foul on Origi, they would have given a foul. So let's just remind you while we've got a little bit of a break here. If United were to win, they would be up into 7th tonight on 12 points. Only 5 points off top 4, which I think many of us would take that, wouldn't we? Take that and party, quite literally. Joe Tomlin's talking about Martial already. Too early, mates. Too early. We don't need Martial on yet. Remember, Martial's going to be very rusty as well. Last 20 minutes would do. We look sharp, says Monish Banal. Well, plenty of time left in this game yet. Fasten your seatbelts. What I hope doesn't happen is that Atkinson's been in at half time, realised that maybe the goal was a foul and looks for a way to even it out, because football's got a horrible way of doing that. Well done, McTominay. Body swerve. Needs a pass there. Gives it into Fred. Fred's played a lot better today as well. I think Fred and McTominay have been really good. Pereira into Wan-Bissaka. Rashford. We've still got it. Took to throw in Wan-Bissaka there. How are we thinking then, people? How are we thinking? What I would say about football is whether we've got people watching who want Liverpool to win or people who thought United were going to get smashed. I've been watching football for over 35 years and it never does what you think it's going to do. Very rarely. Especially not in the bigger games. All this talk that Liverpool are going to win 5-0 at Old Trafford. When does that happen? Hardly ever. So I just never thought it was going to happen. I always fancied it. I think from this position United should be winning the game, but I certainly didn't think we were going to lose. Lovely little ball by Pereira into Dan James again. Rashford. Look at Rashford here. Look at Rashford in the box there. On his bloody fucking heels. He's got to be on his toes. He doesn't move around enough in the box. And then he's moving away from the box. Get in the bloody box. This is Rashford in the midfield picking it up. You're the number 10, mate. Get in the bloody box and get on your toes. Ten minutes of the second half gone already, though. Good things, good things. I think Andreas Pereira has been absolutely fantastic, Ben Feldman. Pereira was a player I used to go on about 3 years ago. when we started the United stand, I was like, Pereira's brilliant. And he went on loan, and I was like, Pereira's brilliant. Then he started getting a few games, and I was like, no, I don't think he's actually that good. But I think a lot of it's to do with the fact that he's being played out wide, and he's a central player. He needs to play centrally because he likes the tackle, he likes the aggression, he's got some creativity, he's a bit of a risk taker as well. But Liverpool have got a problem here because United have got the perfect result. They've got that goal. They've got loads of people behind the ball. Defensively, we've done quite well this season. I know we've not done well in scoring goals. That's a lovely cross in there by, I bet it was Trent Alexander-Arnold, but we'll get it away. And Liverpool are going to have to decide at some point to commit men forward, and that, I think, plays into United's hands. Origi shoots straight at Rojo. We don't want to be getting penned in too much. We don't want it to become a game about attack and defence. We've got to push them back as well, make them scared. It can't just be defence against attack this half, because I think we can get a clean sheet, but you don't want to invite that much. Luke Shaw is still injured, Adrian. Yeah, I think he is back in training, but obviously not fit enough for this game because Brandon Williams is on the bench. United do probably still have a mistake to come, says the contrarian. Just got to stay focused. Smutty, Rojo is the human wall. I just hope we can get this result today. Because I tell you what, the problem with United isn't these sort of games. I think it suits United when we're a little bit underdog. But the problem with United is when we're the favourites, as we've seen before. Before the game, I put a foolhardy tenner on a 1-0 win to United and a Rashford to score. If it stays like this, it's lobster with my chips tonight, says Nick P. Well, I hope it does, mate. Well, I hope it doesn't. I hope it goes 2 or 3-0 to United. But Dan James is down again here. And Pereira is making a nuisance of himself. But United will pick this back up. Maguire knocks it back to De Gea. Dan James is still out, still down, and Liverpool are playing on with Van Dijk. Well, that's our own fault. We can't ask Liverpool to knock it out when we didn't knock it out ourselves. And Fred gives the foul. No, he doesn't. And Ashley Young will surely put that out. Rashford knocks it on. And then Liverpool put it out, which is odd because we never put it out. Odd. Dan James has been down injured for ages. United didn't put the ball out twice. Liverpool didn't put the ball out either. And then Liverpool do put the ball out. But I think he just gets absolutely smashed in the face by Fabinho. In the hip. Twice he's had that happen. Pereira is a far better CAM than Mata or Jesse, says Abanaf Ray. And the trouble with Dan James here is that he's caught him right in the face. Fans are loving it as well, which is very important in a game like this. Rashford and Solskjaer are just having a little bit of a chat. I tell you what, that cross by Dan James, we probably didn't appreciate it as much because of all the VAR stuff, was absolutely superb. Mark, real question, with the intensity of our midfield press in the game, do we really miss Pogba? That's one. That's certainly a question to ask, I think. That's certainly a question to ask. Rashford's just taken some instructions from Ollie. So there's going to be a few minutes added on already, and we've only had 15 minutes of this second half. I think we'll be into like 4 or 5 minutes added on at the end of this game because Dan James has just been knocked down. I don't know whether there's going to be issues with like concussion and that, but it looks like he's going to play on. Chamberlain coming on for Liverpool. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner. May as well use the silence to promote the channel. We're live every night 8 o'clock. We've got fan cams, previews, loads of stuff. Loads of stuff. This lineup looks more positive. How's the tactics, says Ellis Wood. Football's very, very simple, Ellis. I think everyone would agree with me on this. Football's very, very simple. And I think that who would you have replaced Pogba with in this 11, says Darshan Singhvi. Well, I think we all know it would be Fred, wouldn't it? But you wouldn't get that tenacity from Pogba that you get from Fred. So you might be right. Would we be in this position if we had Pogba? I don't know. Would he have played this formation? But football's very simple. I think the way United have lined up, I've always liked the 5-3-2. Mourinho did it a couple of times and it works. I don't know whether it could work game to game all season. I think it's a formation that maybe you use in an isolated situation every now and again. The great thing about 5-3-2 is that it gives you so much defensive support. It also gives you width with your wing backs. It gives you 3 in midfield and it gives you 2 up front. And I've always liked 5-3-2 or 3-5-2 or whatever, because it always feels like a bit of a cheat formation, because you get 2 up front, which most formations you can't do. You get the cover in midfield with 3. You get you're defensively set out well, and you also get your wing backs as well. So it is a good formation, but I don't think you can play it game to game, because I think it's a formation that you can stop the opposite. If Liverpool wanted to, they could have sat back and just said, "What have you got?" Then I think it works well when you play a team that you know is going to attack you. So it probably works well against Man City. It works well against Liverpool, teams like that. But it's not going to work that well against teams like, that are going to defend, like Norwich, etc. Or Newcastle. But in certain games, you should be adaptable. And Conte's killing it with a 3-5-2, says Fitness Unscripted Sharath Kamath. Yeah. I don't think we'll see it long term. But what am I to say? Robertson on the attack for Liverpool. Oh, come on. Someone's got to get a foot on that. Fortunately, no Liverpool player did, but it went right across the box. I don't want to say these words because I really don't give a shit about Liverpool's title race. But if I was a neutral watching this, I'd say this is a real test of Liverpool's title aspirations now. You're not always going to get it your own way. You're 1-0 down in a big game. Can you show what you're all about? Hopefully not. And I guarantee you that Liverpool have had 60% possession since half-time as well, by the way. I guarantee you Man City will be wanting us to win today. How's De Gea done, says Cal Howarth. He's not really had any difficult saves to make. He's had 1 or 2 saves that he has made, but, he's not had loads to do. I suspect at some point we're going to need him in the second half. Michael Jones says that Martial should have played. Martial's only just started training after 8 weeks injured. I don't think he's anywhere near match fit, and I think it was a massive game to throw him into. I'd like to see him given 10 minutes, 20 minutes, but he might not even get that if he's really genuinely not that fit. Victor Bartres says, I believe we need a strong physical player and a leader like Vidic that will rip your head off, not a soft Maguire. Imagine if Bruno was playing. I think Maguire gets a lot of stick, and Maguire's not really done anything wrong. Dean Monty makes a good point. Will Phil Jones have to come on for Rojo because he probably can't last 90 minutes? I hope not. That's like bringing on an attacker for Liverpool. We've got to stop playing so deep, says Kyle. I agree. At the moment, it's... But Liverpool are struggling to break us down because we've got so many defenders. Like, we have got a back 5 at the moment. So it's hard for Liverpool to break us down. They've got loads of the ball, but we're hard to break down. And I'm sure if it stays like this, Klopp would acknowledge what I'm going to acknowledge now is that defensively, United have got a lot of numbers back. So we're hard to break down. And if you go 1-0 down to a team like that, it's difficult, isn't it? We've parked the bus, says Biggie Third. I think we were always going to park the bus, to be honest. And who's the worst player for United till now, says Darshan Singhvi. I think everyone's played quite well. Just a shot there for Chamberlain, goes for a goal kick. I think everyone's played well for United in some ways. I don't think there's a really bad performer. I think there's you could probably find 1 or 2 average performances, but in a team that's been struggling to even play average, I've got to say that even that's a positive. Lindelof's been a bit shaky, I think. William says, why are we sitting back? Because we're winning 1-0, really. But what we're trying to do now is just keep it compact. slow the game down a little bit. Klopp's getting frustrated. Good. Thank you, Pogba Reds one. Dan's a City fan. He says he's loving this score. Yeah, because we're no threat anyway, are we? we're just trying to get back where we need to be. Can you not pick the ball up from a throw-in? Because Alisson just got the ball thrown to him by Trent Alexander-Arnold and started juggling it and nearly, well, not nearly because he's good at it, but could have messed up. And I thought, why can't you just pick it up from a throw-in? Probably not. You see, here's Liverpool on the attack, and we've got so many men behind the ball. We're very compact. We've got loads of people behind the ball defending what we've got. We're not able to really get any attacks going, but we've got so many people back, which is good to see. McTominay, that's it, feed it. Pereira, he's going to get that one. He needs a runner here, Pereira. Good ball in. That's a lovely ball into Rashford. Now he's just got to wait and hold that off and put Dan James. He's going to go himself. Oh, I thought he'd found the bottom corner there. Good play by Rashford. Used the decoy run of Dan James to sprint through the middle. Gets his shot away. And right idea, just wide. Keeper's probably got it covered. But it was good. Good play that by Rashford. So we've still got about half an hour left because I think there will be, it's twice what we got left, about 25 minutes, but there's probably going to be a few minutes of added time, or there will be because of the Dan James thing. So United just got to keep their focus. You know, it's not great football to watch from a United fan at the moment because it literally is everybody behind the ball. But beggars can't be choosers, and we've got to try and get something out of this game. Appreciate you, man. Also, glory Manchester United. Weird how they can turn up and play riskier stuff against better teams, says Perty Dennis. I mean, let's not get carried away. I mean, let's look at the facts. You can download the OneFootball app. The link is in the video description. It's on Apple and Android and it's free. Thanks to them for sponsoring us the game. But if you do get on it, you can follow Man United, get all your latest news. But if you go to the matches, you can actually start voting for your man of the match at the moment. And Marcus Rashford is winning. Sadio Mane's number 2. You see what I mean? You get a lot of people on this app who are just fanboys of people who vote for people who have actually not been that good. Like Mane's not played well. Rashford's not United's best player. But vote for Pereira, I say. But stats. This is quite compelling. 64% possession for Liverpool. 36 for United. Shots on goal 6-5 for Liverpool. Total passes 426 for Liverpool, 234 for United. That's shocking. That is, like, they've had nearly double the amount of passes that we've had, which shows that they are totally in control of the game without being in control of the score. So I wouldn't say we've taken loads of risks or anything like that because we've hardly had any of the ball. We've done our job as well as we could have done our job. Our players have played as well as they can do. They've put a lot of effort in. They've followed the game plan. We've got the goal, and now we've got to see the game out and get it. And today was never going to be about turning and playing Ollie's at the wheel football. It was never about that. We've not been doing that for ages. It was just about getting a result and getting out. Alvin Block says United are saving the league. Hallelujah. Well, it was about that as well. Yeah, it was about that. Where's the high press, says Faisal's here. Yeah, we ain't going to high press. Anyway, Dan James here. He's going to give a foul on Fabinho there, and he's going to give a yellow card. No, he's not. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. There is those opportunities just to break away. Foul Fabinho. It's not 2-0. We do need another goal though. Craig Warby says, I don't want City winning 3 back-to-back Premier Leagues. Yeah, but if you're a real United fan, you don't want Liverpool ever winning a league. That's basically the highest on the do not want list. I mean, it wouldn't be ideal Liverpool winning, City winning 3 Premier League trophies, but we don't ever want Liverpool to win one. Offside from the free kick. So 20 minutes to go. Lallana's coming on for Liverpool. Henderson is coming off. He's going to give the captain's armband to Van Dijk. Martial should come on. A lot of people starting to mention that. Liverpool could be here till New Year's Day and they won't score, says Jordan Such. Very brave comment, Jordan. I like that positivity. But I think they are struggling to break us down at the moment. They've not had a really clean-cut chance in this game, have they? You know, apart from the Mane goal, which was a handball, let's not forget. Greenwood is on the bench, JT Music. I think the bench updated because Twansibi pulled out in the warm-up. Rojo came into the team. So the bench is Phil Jones, Mata, Greenwood, Garner, Brandon Williams, and I can't remember who the other one is. Martial. No Chong or Gomez on the bench today. You know, there's some people saying I think it's going to be a draw. I think the way that, you know, games are mapped out, aren't they? And I think the way the game has been mapped out, lovely ball by Pereira again to find Rashford. I think the way the game's mapped out, I don't see. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I don't see how United. Ooh, Fred, lovely layoff by Pereira. Fred shoots wide. You see, the game plan's working for us. Liverpool are having a lot of the ball. They're not able to break us down, and then when we get it, we're hitting them on the break because they're having to try and break us down. And it's work. The way the game is, the way the game's gone. I don't think United should be happy with drawing this game. They've got to try and they've got to get over the line really. Pereira man of the match says Legendist. I think he's been fantastic today. Really good. Foul there by Rojo on Fabinho. Take the foul, get back into position. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Oh, okie. Martial's got something shaved in the back of his head, and Marcus Rojo's got an M shaved in the back of his head. Maybe I should do that. I could have an M as well. What did I have for dinner? I had a nice roast pork lunch shaft. Yeah, loved it. The day's going very well for me at the moment. I had a lovely lunch with stuffing and red cabbage, and the roast potatoes were fantastic. And then United are beating Liverpool. What's not to like? And we've got a break opportunity here. Right, hold the line, Rashford. Hold the line. Oh, Dan James, he really should have got that through to him quicker there. Good play by Rashford, though. Govan says the international break has proved to have positive effects. I think you're right. I think that the international break can be a difficult thing to come back to, especially when you've got to go away from home. And I think Liverpool have looked a little bit sluggish. And I think United, obviously, massive point to prove, massive game. Good tackle by Fred, in by Van Dijk. It's getting a bit tasty, but that's what we want. Bit of competitiveness. That'll be a goal kick. Just got to hang in there. Mark, should we stick with this formation, says James Bang. I'd talk about that more in the week, to be honest. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Would you want to have 5 defenders against Norwich or a Brighton at home? No. I think it works for certain games. I don't think it works in a game. I don't think it works in all games, to be honest with you. But it's worked very well today. The key to this game was getting a goal. As soon as United get a goal, it's like Leicester. Ultimately, we're going to be very happy if we win this game, like we were against Leicester. Were we the better team against Leicester? No. Were we the better team against Chelsea? No. Did we get 3 points and not concede in those games? Yes. We're a counter-attacking team against better teams, and defensively we're good. And if you can score a goal, it gives you a chance of getting 3 points. Is it the way to win a title? No, because to win a title, you've got to beat the bottom half teams, and you can't beat the bottom half teams because they won't come at you. They'll be like, well, no, you've got to come at us, and that's where United struggle. When teams sit back against United, we struggle. Liverpool were never going to sit back against us, so it works. And I think there's, from a Liverpool point of view, I'm not saying they're wrong, but I think they thought we'll come and win this game. We'll come and win this game, and now they find themselves in a situation whereby they could have approached it in a different way and comfortably got a point. And they didn't. They've come here to win it, which I think they know they have to because of what's been happening with Man City. I think Ashley Young's going to go in the book there for a late tackle on Lallana. Still about 20 minutes to go in this game anyway, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. But what pleases me with every passing minute is I reckon we should win this game, and I'd be very disappointed if we don't win it now. But I think we've put ourselves in a position, dare I say it, where I don't think we can lose it. Because I just don't think Liverpool, against the way we're set up, will get 2 goals. Cross comes in, and De Gea's got it. We need some substitutions, says Yuandu. Well, I think the problem with substitutions is he probably does need... Well, yes and no, because it's not like they're going to be that tired. I think the midfielders probably would like to make some subs, but who's he going to make? I mean, does anybody know what the situation is with Matic? Did he get injured on the international break, or is he just dropped because he's shit? I don't know. Daniel Darga makes a good point. You have to say that De Gea's recovery from injury tributes his passion for the club. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, mate. Maguire's across there well, but keeps it in play, which is a bit of a shame. Firmino, good tackle by Fred. And that's a foul as well. Well done, Fred. I don't think he was going to get that ball back, but the foul's there, and that's a foul. I don't think we've got anybody on the bench, Cryptics, who can come on and drop into the midfield. Cater's warming up for Liverpool. I mean, like I said, the thing with him, make subs, says Gaz Elliott, Ollie. This isn't the United way, Mark. It's boring football, says 2007. I like to take some notes from a match reaction. I'm getting nervous now. I'd have took this though. With 10 minutes to go, I would have took this 1-0 up. I'd definitely take this. I was, Liverpool top of the league. I don't, if somebody said to me, and a year ago I wanted Mourinho gone. Oh, if you lose to Liverpool at home, he's gone. I wouldn't take it. I can't ever take losing to Liverpool. So I don't care who the manager is. I don't care what the future is. I don't necessarily believe the future that they talk about. But football's fickle, isn't it? And a lot of people will be Ollie in after this. But I am I don't really care about that. It's just about winning this game. This is how Liverpool played against Sheffield United, says Jordan Such. Yeah, Jordan, you've obviously listened into a lot of what we've been talking about. Liverpool are good, but they've not been brilliant away from home this season. They haven't. Few people getting sweaty palms, feeling a bit nervous. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Football's back. Football's back. We're back from the international break. It was a depressing international break from a United point of view with that Newcastle game. But we might be on the end of something here. We might be on the end of something very, very significant in this next 10 to 15 minutes. Winning is all that matters. Winning against Liverpool is never boring, says Udit Butnaga. McSauce, Pereira and Fred, brilliant today, says Adrian Gorchia. I mean, it's a midfield that you can work with as well. It's a midfield that you could work with. That's what I mean, Ollie made a big mistake in the summer by not buying midfielders. Definitely. But as long as it's got no Mata in it and it's got no Matic in it, I'm not going to moan that much because we can't buy midfielders now. He should have bought midfielders. We all know that. But he can't buy midfielders till January at least. So if he's going to go with a midfield and he goes with a midfield like this, then I don't necessarily have a massive problem with that. They're going to have bad games. They're going to have good games. But at least you're building something for the future with younger type players. I tell you what I'm really happy with this game, and I don't know about you lot, is I'm really happy with how quick the game is going because we're not really doing a lot going forward. Liverpool are having a lot of the ball, and the game's flying by. I can't believe how quick this half's gone. So, all for that. And I think, dare I say it, we ain't losing this game. People are saying don't say it. But I think the way it's going, I don't think we are going to lose it. It's looking good. I probably said that a little bit too early. Even I think I've said that a little bit too early. If they were to score sort of now, they would have time. Liverpool on the attack with Robertson. Oh, that was crap by Lindelof again. He worries me a little bit. Went to head it and missed it. Well, you always feel in a game of football, Dan James away down the left. Look in the middle. Cross comes in. Oh, behind Rashford, too far ahead of Pereira. But United have got this on the break. You do wonder as well, in this last 10 minutes, Liverpool are going to have to go for it. Can United get that second goal? Fred. I saw Alisson diving and I thought it was going in. It didn't. Squeaky bum time. It was quite wide actually by Fred, to be honest. Rashford's going off. I think this means Martial's coming on. Could be Greenwood, not too sure. Ashley Young making a meal of it. Look at me. Ashley Young's always at the front. And it's Martial coming on as well. Just got to see this out now. Come on, lads. You can do it. We need a second goal, says Vian. '83rd minute. Martial's on. Martial honours us. Oh no! You're joking! Lallana scores. That is rubbish defending. We're talking about Martial coming on and getting a bloody goal off the bench, and that is shocking defending from Manchester United. How has that happened? It's crap. Absolutely crap. Rubbish defending. Absolutely rubbish. I reckon it's Ashley Young. I think it's Ashley Young. Daddy Lenleg's in a bloody wind tunnel, out of position again. It's got to be Ashley Young. What are you doing? It's you. It's Ashley Young and Rojo. The new Chuckle brothers. Nobody's marking him. We've got 5 bloody defenders. Rojo goes for the ball like a bloody headless chicken. And Ashley Young's doing some stupid line shit that doesn't even make sense. Oh, Imodium Plus. Bloody idiot. Bloody idiot. Ashley Young and Marcus Rojo, they should be sponsored by Imodium Diarrhea Relief. At least they wouldn't be shit then. Absolute crap. That is friggin' frustrating. You work so hard. You work so hard to get a result, and they go and give that. And now, there's time left in this game. If we blow this, crap defending, that is. Crap. As soon as I saw Ashley Young going up to Rashford, giving high fives and all this, wanting to be part of the glory, he switched off. Mentally switches off. Twat. Every bloody time. Every time. There's always a plonker. There's always a plonker. I did not see that coming. I really didn't. I thought the performance today had been really good. You know, disciplined, well organised. How do you have 5 defenders and let a goal like that in? Rojo and Ashley Young switching off yet again. I'm bored of it now. I'm bored of the same bloody players letting us down. That is a disgrace. My voice is breaking. That is a bloody disgrace. You work so hard. So hard. Yeah, I think there are question marks about the cross coming in as well from Wan-Bissaka. But you watch that back. Marcus Rojo goes on a fishing expedition and doesn't get the fish. And then Ashley Young's just stood there on the back post marking thin air. It's not good enough. You've got 5 defenders there. 5 bloody defenders. And Liverpool have got out of jail. They'll see it as justice. They'll see it as justice. But United, from winning positions, 13 points dropped already since 2018. We're the top of the league. And I tell you what, we don't deserve to lose this game. I will say this now. We do not deserve to lose this game, but you've got to be careful. We've got to be really careful now. Gutted. I am gutted because I didn't envisage us letting a goal like that in. You just can't do that. It's defensively terrible. Terrible. And we're going to be under the cosh for 5 minutes here. And I'm a little bit worried. I'm very worried. And Liverpool on the attack again. Cross comes in. Mane. Van Dijk's unmarked on the edge. Just get rid of the bloody ball, please, somebody. Liverpool, you've just got a horrible feeling. Bloody hell. Good volley technique by Trent Alexander-Arnold just over the bar. But I just feel so fed up with that now. It's what? This is what I mean with football. You work so hard. Like, United have had to work against a better team. I'll put my hands up. Liverpool are a better team. We've worked really hard. We got the goal. You put yourself in a position to win the game, and then defensively, you screw it up. Absolutely screw it up. Rojo and Young, experienced players. It's crap defending. You've got so many. It's a bit like the Newcastle goal. We had 7 people behind the ball and we still let the goal in. Like, it's just not. It shouldn't be happening in a game of this magnitude. You should have the capability to get over the line. And I'm just so gutted now. I'm so gutted because we flirted with something. We flirted with something today, and I mean, we don't. I'm going to say this: we do not deserve to lose this game. I've seen United be shit for a long, long time, and we do not deserve to lose this. We don't deserve to lose this. Just got to keep our focus and keep our attention. But to be honest with you, if we'd done that, we wouldn't have conceded in the first place. So it doesn't fill you with that much confidence, does it? You know what it is? You know what it is? It's the Ashley Young obsession again. Let's be honest with you. It's the Ashley Young obsession again. Costing us bloody goals. He's looking along the line and he doesn't pick up his man. There's nobody behind him to pick up. It's shit defending. It really is. I'm so pissed off. Couldn't pocket his hand if he was wearing clown trousers. Prat. Liverpool on the attack here. You just feel that there'll be a big chance for Liverpool. So we've just got to... We're into the 90th minute. I don't know how long he's going to add on. But it's all Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Come on, switch on. Switch on, for God's sake. To be honest with you, the big problem is I think United lads look tired. Which is not what we want. It's all Liverpool at the moment. Come on. Don't let it go like this. Match reactions coming up after the game. I'm just setting it up. But it really is backs to the wall now. I mean, Martial's come on and effectively, Anthony, you are just there to be an extra man, really, because we're not. I don't see us getting anything on the and not as attacking team. Oh my life! Just wide by Chamberlain. This is what happened if you buy midfielders, though. I mean, I've got to bring that up. That to me is the biggest issue United have had today. It's not being able to make substitutions in the midfield area, because McTominay and Pereira and Fred have worked very hard, and we've not subbed one of them because we haven't got anybody on the bench, because Ollie decided that we didn't need to buy midfielders in the summer. And you look at what Liverpool have done, and Liverpool have signed, they've taken Henderson off for Lallana. They've brought Keita on, I think, as well. They've brought Chamberlain on. They've got a whole new midfield. And we just haven't got the strength in depth. Thanks for the contribution, Saint Miasi. There's 3 minutes left to go. This 3 minutes cannot go quick enough. We've just got to get over the line here. Although United are on the attack here. Dan James, come on. Good cross. Corner. Get Harry Maguire up. We've got a bit of respite. This is good for United, though. This is good. Whether we score the corner or not, we never score from corners. We're actually using up valuable time. Match reaction links in the video description. We'll be live on that straight after this. Can United do anything from a corner? We never score from a corner, but we've got Andreas Pereira on the corner instead of that clown Ashley Young. Up it goes. Oh, there was some movement from Rojo towards it, but Liverpool win it. That close to 3 points. That close to 3 points. Brandon Williams has come on for Andreas Pereira. Soul destroying. So what does that do? I mean, from a league perspective point of view, it doesn't actually do a hell of a lot. Just as a quick look, Manchester United puts us up to 10 points. Puts us up to 13th. So, just bloody depressing, isn't it? So close. About a minute left. I think we should be all right. We've got everyone behind the ball. Just about concentration, which we should have had. Get rid of it. Liverpool's still on the attack. We had a chance to get rid of it there. Chamberlain, that's gone. That should be it. I think Klopp knows that's it. You don't trust this team, says Ethan Fernandez. You can't trust this team. You can't trust this team. There's players still in this team that can't be trusted, who get given way too much trust. What's your thought? I mean, we'll talk about it in the match reaction, but what is your thoughts now? Now we haven't got the result. What's your overall feeling about that performance, really? I mean, you know, how many good chances did we create to score again? I mean, download the OneFootball app. The link's in the video description. I'll tell you who's been voted as the man of the match. Liverpool are actually on the attack here. But statistically... I thought Fred handballed that. Get rid of it. McTominay. Corner to Liverpool. They're talking about a handball here. No, he was on his elbow. He was on his elbow. Statistically, 67% possession for Liverpool. 600, I mean, fucking hell. 647 passes by Liverpool, 300 by us. I mean, is it such a good performance, really? I don't know. We'll digest that in the match reaction. Corner to Liverpool. This will probably be the last bit of the game. Just don't bloody concede from a corner. McTominay, Keita, De Gea, that's it. That's the final whistle. 1-1 Manchester United versus Liverpool then. I've got to be honest with you, I don't know what I think about that. I just feel absolutely fed up with the fact that defensively, we... how did we not win that? 2 points dropped, definitely. We should have won it. And really disappointed. But not surprised, it's the same old crap. And actually, you know what? I think it's going to take a few seconds to sort of digest it, because when you look at it, they dominated us. They had over 60% possession. They had way more passes than us. And the job we did to win the game didn't actually work. I mean, I'd say I would have took a point at the start of the game. Anyway, we've got match reaction, thoughts on Ashley Young. He's going to get some. We've got player ratings and everything. Links in the video description. I'll see you over there on 60 seconds times for the match reaction. See you in a minute.